little bit wild, little sad I smile. Gold hoops in my t-shirt, still turn levy at a mob world. Yeah, she's talking fast, hands fly. Got a temper, got pride. She'll call me out right there in the car and kiss me like a movie star. Yeah. City got mood, she's like that. Storm in her eyes and she's on my lap. Tell me stop staring. I can't. Girly girl, that's my girly girl. She be doing the most, I'm addicted to her. From her curls down to her curves. It's my girlie, my whole wide world. If love is a word, she's the meaning of hers. That's my girlie girl. She'll be late to the plans, still I reach for her hand. Got a lipstick on my collar, my face. Then she fussing and laughing same day. She taught love like a fight, every wrong, every right. When she's soft, man, I swear I can't breathe. When she's mad, I ain't trying to leave. Baby got moves and she swear she be driving me crazy. And back till we stop playing. I can't. Girly, she be doing the most, I'm addicted to her. From her curls down to her curves, yeah. It's my girlie girl, my whole wide world. If love is a word, she's the meaning I heard. That's my girlie girl. She black girl crazy, I love it. Got that fire, I run to it. Messy attitude with the softest heart. All that drama still my favorite part. You be holding her eyes, but she holds me tight. Seeing everything wrong, still a hit just right. If I ever got a face when the lights go dark. Yes, her, yes, her, yes, her. I'm addicted to her. From her curls down to her curves, yeah. That's my girlie girl. Whose love is words is the meaning I heard. My girlie girl, first, my last, my word. She wide, she well, she sure. That's my steady girl.
Welcome to the show. Everybody is Dee. I'm glad you're here. Let's get into some things. I hope you're ready, cause this is what I do. It's all about different perspectives in here. Where you gon' get the real, no BS in here. We keep it real as we can. You can tell your truth and feel comfortable here. These reactions, videos and live these reactions. She's about to put on a show. These reactions, just to let you know, like, share, subscribe. We about to go live. It's DeeDee's reactions. Keep it real, keep it these reactions. What you gon' do? DeeDee's reactions. We about to go live. Subscribe. We about to go live. It's DeeDee's reactions. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh.
What up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to the channel. So I am back with another live stream, you guys. Listen, as you come into the building, make sure you hit the like button. Hit the like button. Also, put in a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me good. 1's in the chat if y'all can hear me good. 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me good. Shout out to everybody watching, everybody who's coming in, everybody who supports the channel. I appreciate you guys. Listen, happy Sunday. It is Sunday, right? Happy Sunday. I hope y'all are doing well. I hope y'all are enjoying your weekend. So I popped in. I wanted to pop in here once again, y'all, to share some things with y'all, to shoot the breeze with y'all, as I like to call it, or like to say. But yeah, so I'm here. Make sure as you come in, you guys are hitting the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. Shout out to you guys. So I'm back, y'all. We gonna hop right into this. You know, I have a couple of videos I want to share with y'all. Give my little 2 cents, and I want you guys to chime in the chat as well. Make sure you are giving your thoughts in the chat. Also, if you want to support the channel via Super Chat or Cash App, go ahead and do that to support the channel, you guys. That helps in a very big way. So make sure you're supporting in that way. And also just continue to support by hitting the like button. Hit the like button, hit the like button. It is free to do that. All right. So we're going to get into this live stream, y'all. I'm not going to keep y'all too long. What's going on, Samuel Blackman? How are you? Cases and Cams 86. What's going on, Cases and Cams? I hope Dennis Settles. What's going on? Happy Sunday to you. Shout out to everybody. Jontel, what's going on, Jontel? Jamel Roberts, shout out to you. Dark Side Magic. Oh my God. Triple Dub Mafia. Everybody, y'all. Shout out to everybody watching, everybody in the chat. Jazz Noel 7 says, hey girl, hey. What's going on, Jazz? Is that Jazz? Is that the Jazz that I do follow? Jazz, hey, what's going on? Shout out to you, Jazz, if that's you. I think that's her. How are you? I hope all is well with you. And Jazz, I have not forgotten. I'm gonna reach out to you via Instagram. So look for that DM. I want to have you on the show. So just look out for that DM. And hope all is well with you, Jazz. Shout out to you for actually putting work in on your channel. I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate that. I was waiting for that moment actually for you to start putting content on your own channel. I'm just saying. And I hope, let me see. Yeah. Yes. Okay, good. Yeah, I want to have you on the show, Jazz, and I will be reaching out to you. So, yeah, I really want to have a conversation with you. I think it'll be interesting. We ain't gonna always disagree. I already know that, but I think you have some good points. But so look out for that. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everybody watching. Everybody who supports the channel once again, y'all. We gonna hop into this. I'm not gonna keep y'all too long today, but I want to talk about the topic at hand and the videos that I'm seeing still involving Anton Daniels, y'all. This is still going on. I thought it was tapering off. I thought it was like ending, but no, ma'am, Miss Pam. Oh my God. Baby, people are still talking about this. People are still making videos about it. It doesn't seem to be dying down at all. So y'all know I would always want to give my 2 cents. I always say over here, listen, I'm not taking sides. I'm like, if I think you're right, you're right. If you're wrong, you're wrong. I just give my opinion on it and that's it. Nothing more. And so yeah, that's what I'm doing. This content, we're content creators. So we post on the things that's popping on YouTube. So this is a part of it. So I just want to get my 2 cents on it, y'all. But I really thought that this was going to, what's going on, Kennard, the DJ? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Yeah. So what was I saying? Lord, I be losing my train of thought. That's what happens when you get old, y'all. You start losing your I be mid-sentence and forget what I'm saying. But what was I about to say? I don't even know. Child. Oh my God. Yeah, so I'm gonna give my 2 cents on the situation, and I want to talk about this other situation with this content creator. As you guys see by the title, Anton Daniels is being accused in the worst way. Plus, content creator faked her death, and now they're saying that she's really dead. Sansa Ray. I don't know if you guys have heard about her, but I definitely have. But we're going to get into that. I was just shocked by that, y'all. But we're going to get into it. People don't really think the lady is dead, y'all, because she faked her death. Some say twice. And now people are skeptical saying, no, she's just doing it for a GoFundMe. But I think they've proven that she's actually passed away. And it's not funny, but it's interesting. You know what I mean? It's interesting, but to say the least. But I want to get into this. I want to play this clip that came from No Captivity with Freezy. No Captivity. Shout out to Freezy. I want y'all to hear what Freezy is saying and what he's playing, because now I think this whole beef situation, I guess if you want to call it beef, it's going to a new level. You know what I mean? And it's going a place I don't think it should go, but that's what's happening. And that's what we see when it comes to these, you know, people having disagreements on social media. It always go too far, in my opinion. People out here allegedly threatening folks and things like that. I just think it should never go that far. But it is what it is. This comes with the territory. I've seen it 1,000 times over in these YouTube spaces, you know, and I don't always, you know, talk about the beef and the stuff, because that's just too much. I'm not trying to go down that rabbit hole of the foolery, you know what I mean? But I do see it. I do see it. But I'm gonna stop talking for now. We're gonna get into this first video, and then we're going to talk about this content creator, because I thought this was very sad in a sense. But listen, make sure you hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Also, make sure you are supporting via Super Chat or Cash App, you guys. That definitely helps the channel to go a long way. So we're going to go ahead and get into the video. Here we go.
Want me to tell you what they do for a living in real life? Because I know.
Let me make it bigger.
Tell me.
No.
You want me to tell you what they do in real life for a living? Hey, hand me the list.
Cut the string.
No captivity. Freezy.
Anton Daniels has not only gone at Corey Holcomb, Oshaydukejackson, and Kwame Brown, but he's also gone after me. And this time in the worst way. This whole thing is starting to get crazy. He went after Corey Holcomb for about a week after he appeared on the 5150 show, calling Corey Holcomb the G-A-Y word, going after the whole West Coast, going after Corey Holcomb's co-host, and all the above. Then he started making it seem like he didn't care. He didn't care who was criticizing him, and that he didn't give a F-U-C-K what nobody was saying. Yes, he did.
Listen, bro. Listen. I'm going to be very, very clear. Fuck all these niggas. Fuck them all. Fuck them all. All of them. Every last one of them. Bro, I don't give a fuck about none of these dudes, man. None of these dudes. And this is my game now. This is my game that they playing. If we was on the basketball court, cool, you win. But this is my arena now. This is my league.
But lately it seems like Anton Daniels has been crashing out. And I mean in the worst way. Turns out Anton has doxed me and my family. He says he knows what I do for a living, and he knows the names of my relatives. So basically he's sending a message that he can get to me and my family at any given time. But we know Anton Daniels is not a stranger to sending out these type of threats.
Probably not, because you ain't from the streets, right?
You better off dead, nigga. And I'm going to say that with my chest.
Say whatever you want to. Close my mouth, nigga. Ain't all this extra shit you talking about. Don't nobody give a fuck about that shit.
Dead, nigga. We don't need you on this earth. You need to die, nigga.
Nigga.
How about that?
Kill me then, nigga.
You need to be dead.
Man, you ain't gonna do it.
We didn't do this.
You ain't gonna do it.
Y'all,
Nigga, if I wanted you gone,
that's what you need to do. Catch a flight.
Bro, we were doing exactly what we
you gone,
catch a flight, nigga.
I just want to say
you ain't gonna do it. You ain't gonna do it though. You gonna use your money, ain't you? You gonna use your money, ain't you?
Right there we hear Anton saying, if I wanted you gone, you'd be gone. So we know Anton is not a stranger to sending out those type of threats, right? Is he really serious? Who knows? Seems like he's going through a lot of emotional changes, especially since the breakup between him and Mika, his daughter being plastered all over the internet by Corey Holcomb, zillions of content creators covering this debacle, including myself, and several of his panelists leaving his show for reasons unbeknownst to us. But I want y'all.
Yeah, you know, and I noticed that too. I haven't seen Q, and I haven't seen the other lady. I don't know her name. I forget her name, but I haven't seen them on the panels. And so I guess they're distancing themselves from all of this mess because I guess they don't want to get caught up in it. You know, they were saying people were deleting videos and deleting posts and all of these things because I guess you don't want to be entangled up into, you know, this controversy and what people are saying and what people are, you know, posting and going. People, they're going back and pulling up a lot of old videos to make their points, and they're doing it. You know, I personally think it's unfortunate, y'all. Especially when it gets to the point where people start doxing folks and it's very easy to do that nowadays. You know, people been doing that, but it's very easy to dox a person nowadays. You know, you can find their information, addresses and all that. And I just think it's ridiculous that it has to get to that point, all because I guess, you know, people don't agree with what you're saying, you know, and I think it's quite interesting that if you are a person who says you don't really give a damn about what people have to say, I don't know if that's absolutely the truth, because I think you say that on one hand, but then when you think it goes too far, or you think people are talking too much about it, then it becomes a problem. And, you know, I think sometimes people, I'm just going to say, look, sometimes people can dish it, but they can't take it. I think if you put a certain narrative out there and it's public for people to see, people have a right to have an opinion. People are going to have something to say, whether you agree with it, whether you like it or not. They have a right to do it. That's what social media is all about. It gives everyone a place to say what they want to say, you know, whether you agree with it or not. And I think people should have that voice, but don't dish it if you can't take it. If you are out here saying things about other people, then be prepared for people to have a critique about you, you know, and that's anybody, and myself and everybody is not going to agree and hang on with you and hang on your every word. People are going to have something to say about what you're doing, whether it's negative or positive. But my thing is this: why does it have to cross the line? Why not just keep it, you know, on the issues at hand, not going personal, not going to, you know, doxing people and talking about your family members and all that have nothing to do with it. That should be off limits. Now, I that part that I heard from Anton was just out of line in my opinion. And I just think, you know what I mean? I think that's taking it too far. What having somebody's family members' names and other people and where you work and doing all these things, what does that have to do with it? That's no different from what Corey Holcomb did by posting his family out on social media. That's still attacking family or mentioning family in a way that would that will make you assume that you're going to use that in some way because you don't like what somebody is saying. You know what I'm saying? So I never condone that type of behavior. Even when Corey posted his daughter, I reacted to it, but I blurred her face out because I don't think children should be involved in this at all. I don't think this is a environment for children, period. I think children and family members should be off limits. I really do. I just don't think that should be. Look, they talk about men and the nature of men and men's behavior and how they should conduct and handle themselves as men. And I think that was always understood, that you leave the women and the children out of it. You shouldn't even involve the family. You deal with the men or whoever the person is that you have the grievance with. You deal with them. You know, it shouldn't go past that. That's just my thoughts. And I think now it's just going too far. And honestly, I think the way Freezy is playing it, he's doing Anton, in my opinion. Watch when you listen to how he's responding to this. And if you go to his video, which I'll probably link his full video in the description. But when you go to his video, Freezy is saying he's scared. Oh my God. Freezy is doing and preparing himself for what we were saying about Anton, and Anton was going to position himself the way he was talking to sue Corey for Corey posting his family out there. Well, if you ask me, I think Freezy is setting himself up for the same thing. Oh my God. When you pay attention to how he's responding to this, he definitely is. But there's a reason, you know, Anton has deleted this part out of the live because I looked for it. I couldn't find it. So they're saying he removed this part off of his live. So and that he's going to talk about it. But this is just getting crazy, y'all. I mean, can't we all just get along? I'm just saying. Oh my God. Can't we just get along and just do content and leave it there? But child, this is what we see unfolding on social media. And this is just one of many that I have actually seen of people going back and forth, threatening each other. It get crazy. People doxing each other, people talking about I'm gonna pull up and all this kind of stuff. They always doing this. There's always a crash out. You know what I'm saying? And some people like to try to make a distinction between the hood, because Anton says the hood has a YouTube. It all seem hood if you ask me. I mean, they all be crashing out and going back and forth and screaming and yelling when they get mad. Hell, if you look at enough panels, you see it all the time. You see, and yes, I talk about women and the nature of women, but we got to address everybody. And I try to, toe the line between being fair on both sides, because I don't think it's always the women and I don't think it's always the men, but we got to look at both sides. That's the points that I like to make. But for a lot of these men who like to call other men emotional, it seems like a lot of emotional back and forth going on, in my opinion. So, it's child, and we can acknowledge, and we like to acknowledge all the time that, listen, women are emotional and men are masculine, right? But child, it's a lot of emotional stuff going on with a lot of these men. I'm just saying. Let's continue.
Y'all to brace yourself as y'all listen to this next clip from his Room 9 panel show, where he reached a breaking point, bringing me up in the conversation and going on to say that he knows what I do for a living and he has the names of my relatives, which was kind of disturbing.
Freezy been dick riding since I was on the Peef. I'm being honest with you. I'm being so honest. These niggas been trying to get on for the last 5-6 years. Want me to tell you what they do for a living in real life? Because I know. Tell me.
No.
You want me to tell you what they do in real life for a living?
No.
You want me to tell you the names of all of their relatives and shit? Because I know.
Oh my God.
Hey, hand me the list.
Cut the string.
Hand me the list.
So as y'all can see, he's insinuating that he's gathered information about myself and my family, that he knows what I do for a living. He knows the names of my relatives. That means he has addresses and personal information. And not only that, some of his panelists like 2K, Quentin are amping him up, even though he's making threats towards me and my family. But in their eyes, Anton Daniels can't do any wrong. And they're going to back him in whatever he does, even if it's threatening and gathering information about someone's family.
Want me to tell you what they do for a living in real life? Because I know. Tell me.
No.
You want me to tell you what they do in real life for a living?
No.
You want me to tell you the names?
Obviously, the guy up top, Slimmy, had a little sense by telling Anton, no, you're making a big mistake. You don't threaten someone's family and disclose that you've gathered information about them in a threatening way. No, Anton. I don't know if Anton was under the influence, if he was on some type of narcotics, or he was just drunk out of his mind. But he didn't give a damn. Everything he's been doing behind closed doors, he revealed it all right here in this moment.
Names of all of their relatives and shit, because I know. Hey, hand me the list.
Cut the string.
Hand me the list.
And what does that mean, hand me the list? The guy on the bottom, 2K in the middle. What does that mean, hand me the list? So at this point, he's taking part in the threat too. It's very sad and disappointing.
Hey, hand me the list.
Cut the string.
Hand me the list. Honest to God, do you want me to tell you for real?
Oh,
no.
AD.
Let it loose. Let that shit fly. Let that shit fly,
nigga. Stop. No, for real. Yo, chill. Stop.
Listen, man, these niggas been lame since
AD.
Since lame has been lame, bro. I'm just keeping it 100,
bro.
So I kind of stopped to give my commentary, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to play it from when he started talking about me to where it pretty much ended.
Now, before we get into that, I've never heard the word lame be used so much. Oh my God. They all saying this one. Well, not everybody is saying that, but Anton, everybody's lame. People calling him lame. All of them lame. Everybody's lame together. I've never heard the word lame be used so much in these social media streams, And if you ask me, and it's just my 2 cents, you know what I mean? You can take it with a grain of salt. But a lot of, I mean, hell, all of it's lame. If you ask me, shit, a lot of it be pretty lame, you know. And listen, I'm not saying this as a, you know, as shade or nothing, but I'm just saying that men who, and it's just my opinion. Please, you can don't, if you don't want to take it seriously, don't. I said this before. Men who are not considered lame really don't be in these social media streets like this, to be honest with you. At least the ones I've come across. Men who really handling business and are not really for the foolishness, and who really will, you know, knock your head in between the washer and the dryer if you step out of line. You know what I'm saying? They are not on social media talking. The dudes that I'm familiar with don't even do social media because they can't do it. Those are the ones that will really show up. You know what I'm saying? Like really find your location and show up, and they don't talk. They just do what they need to do. So honestly, I just think a lot of the back and forth is lame. And I do think somebody said stop paying YouTubers. Listen, that who said that is the caveat, honestly, for a lot of people. And I don't think people like to admit to that, but the truth of the matter is the reasoning behind all of this, while we're all on here, including myself, part of the reason why we're all on here is because you get a check from it. Money is the incentive to do all of this. If money, I guarantee you, if money wasn't involved, half of these people would not be on here. You would have the people who would just, you know, do what they do because they actually love it and they have fun just posting videos. And they probably wouldn't do it every single day. They would probably do it once a month or here and there. You know, it'd be like a hobby for real. You know, the incentive to doing all of this is the money. This is why people are going back and forth with this, because it's you get a check out of it. That's just what it is. And I believe that is part of it. I do think there are people who have something to say and they have an opinion, or they have, you know, critiques or whatever. They really want to talk about it because you want a place that you can vent or express your emotions, feelings, whatever it is, your thoughts on stuff. I think there are genuine people who have thoughts and have things they want to share with the public. I think there are genuine people who have that, but at the same time, there is an extra incentive to do it because you can get paid. If a lot of these people weren't getting a check off of this, it wouldn't even be an issue, in my opinion. So whoever said that, I agree that is a part of it. That is a part of it. Dennis Settles, thank you for the super chat, says this ish is juvenile. It is. If we're going to be real, it is. It really is. These are 40-plus-year-old men. You know what I mean? And I have to say it, you know, my focus is always trying to speak on women because I'm a woman, especially Black women, because I'm a Black woman. And I want to, you know, at least in my critiques or opinions, show Black women that there's another way to go about certain things so you can get the outcome that you want. But in my short amount of time in this area of YouTube, in this so-called manosphere, or what is it, red pill community, I realized there's a lot going on with a lot of the men too. And I can't deny that. There are a lot of issues that I see a lot of these men are having. And this is why I say, listen, I think women got to do a lot of work. I really do. I really do. Hell, and look, I'm not excluded. If I know, but in my marriage, I had to do a lot of work while being married and had to change the way I thought, being raised by a single mother. Yeah, a lot of things I had to work on and still do. So I just know, just from experience and seeing other people and recognizing the nature of women in our communities, 100%, I think women got a lot of work to do, but it doesn't exclude the men. And just because I speak on the behalf of good men in our communities, and I don't think that we should be broadcasting that all Black men are horrible. No, there are good Black men just as well as the bad ones. There are good Black women just as well as the ones who are not so great, who do some things that need changing. So I address it all I believe in a fair way. At least I try to be. But I have to say there are a lot of men who got some issues, and I've seen it on my panels, on my channel, in my comments, in messages. A lot of these men have some issues that they have to work out too. So the same way we have to call out the women, we got to call out the men in their nature as well, because all men aren't doing things that they in the way that they should be doing. But sometimes we do kind of push that, you know, that idea that all the men got it together and all the women are just bad, and that's just not the case. And I realized that. Thank you, Dennis Settles. I appreciate you for the super chat. Captain Caveman says the Anton demise is inevitable. I'm seeing cracks in his armor. He needs to fall back and save himself. You know, some of his behavior is quite on par with Corey Holcomb. Honestly, I think they're kind of doing some things very similar. It's almost as if, they have this mindset, in my opinion, as if they could never be wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you could see the cracks in other people's stories, but you don't see it in yours. And I talk about that too, how you don't see yourself, how you can see everybody else, but you don't see yourself. And I think that it's an important thing to be self-aware. I think you have to be able to see yourself before you can see anybody else. You can't drive your car looking over in somebody else's. You have to focus on you and your actions and what you're doing if you really want to see a change. Looking at somebody else and what they're doing is not going to help you to become better. And so as much as I see that in a lot of women, I see it in a lot of these men too. So yeah, it's just crazy. It's like you can't live in the world thinking that you're always right, that you don't have any issues, you're perfect. You know what I mean? You can do no wrong, because that's a delusional mentality to me. That's just a delusional mentality. And when you move that way and you present yourself that way, people recognize it. People recognize it. They recognize it and they see it for what it is. And if they, want to call it out, they call it out. And I think that's what's happening when it comes to Anton Daniels. That's just my thoughts on that. Thank you, Captain Caveman. Thank you so much for the support. Make sure you guys are supporting via Super Chat or Cash App, you guys. And also hit the like button, y'all. We got about 127 people watching, y'all. We only 58 likes. Now, y'all wrong for that. Oh, my God. Please, what y'all doing? I asked before, y'all riding y'all bikes. What's going on? Hit the like button. Like, take your hand off the wheel. I mean, don't take your hand off the wheel. Pull over. Hit the like button. What's going on? Hit the like button, y'all. Come on, it's not that difficult. Let's continue.
Freezy been dick riding since I was on the Peef. I'm being honest with you. I'm being so honest. These niggas been trying to get on for the last 5-6 years. Want me to tell you what they do for a living in real life? Because I know. Tell me.
No.
You want me to tell you what they doing?
Hold on. Cases and Cam says, but Freezy has been D-riding since the Peef. What do y'all mean D-ride? What does that mean? That he's had a podcast and he was trying to get on to better or promote his business? Is that, please tell me, Cases and Cams, what does D-riding mean? Because if he was D-riding, there's a whole lot of other people doing it as well. Oh my God. Or is it just simply that you're trying to promote what you got going on like everybody else is doing? The whole Anton is doing it and has done it. That's partly why he's successful. He's been on other shows, same reason he was on Tasha K. Same reason why people go on other shows, to benefit themselves and help to blow themselves. Why is that considered D-riding? Or is that just considered promotion? And that's what everybody does. Everybody on social media, that's their aim, to go on platforms that are bigger than yours so that you can promote yours. That's called promotion. Hell, the Lapeef did it as well. Everybody with some sense on here, if you want your stuff to grow, everybody would be D-riding then, right? Why is that looked at in a negative way, when that's something that everybody in any type of business would do? You would collab with people to promote your business and grow your platform. That's what promotional tools are used for. That's what it's for. Everybody does it. If Anton does it himself, if that's the case, he wouldn't have been on Tasha K's platform. That's what everybody does. This is why Lapeef would offer people on their show, because it will bring some type of value and maybe help with their audience. A lot of the people that were on Lapeef, including myself, I was on Lapeef. I didn't ask to go on Lapeef. They asked me. So they asked me to come on because I had more subscribers, a bigger platform. That's what you do in this space. Why is that considered D-riding when it's just when you're trying to grow? Anybody in business does it. D-riding has turned out to be yet another term whose meaning is fluid. It is used to mean being a simpish fan. It's since become a term of insult. Right. All that BS is his beard, and he insecure as a man. Yeah, I just wouldn't call it. I wouldn't call it D-riding, y'all. I wouldn't call it that. I think it's called smart and promoting what you have going on. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all saying the Freezy guy was on Lapeef, did Lapeef offer him up, or did he ask him? See, y'all don't be knowing. Like, a lot of times these people ask you on if you have a bigger platform, or if you have a name for yourself in these spaces, they want you on this stuff because it helps. It helps them to grow their following as well. That's a part of the YouTube business. And honestly, and it's kind of like, and I don't know if Jazz is still in the building. If she is, shout out to her still for being here. I appreciate you. The same way they had Jazz on Anton's panels and many other panels is why people want, she's been on several panels. It's why they have her on panels, because the way she speaks and what she says and the way she says it, people like to listen. People want to listen to what she said, even if they don't agree with her, because she's made a name for herself in these spaces. Whether people agree with it or not, it's part of the reason why she's in those spaces and is being asked to be on those spaces. That's the name of the game. So I don't understand why it's called D-riding. You know what I mean? Why is it called that when it's a promotional tool? If somebody, once again, and we're gonna move on because I'm not gonna keep saying that. If somebody has a larger platform, the goal is to be on those platforms. This is the reason why you have people on all these platforms that we see. Cam Newton's platform. Who else? All of them. Because that's how you grow your audience. So everybody out here in the YouTube streets and in the world is D-riding. This is the same reason why people collab when it comes to music. Why, if somebody is popping, you want them on your track. You want them to be a part of your song. Why? Because that could help your song and help to sell your song. Because the people that follow them and like their music will listen to the collab that you have with them. That is business 101 in my opinion.
Oh my God.
So I don't know if I would call that D-riding, the fact that people are on different platforms or whatever, because that would be a smart thing to do if you're trying to grow your platform. But anyway, make sure y'all hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. Let's continue.
Real life
No.
You want me to tell you the names of all of their relatives and shit? Because I know.
Hey, hand me the list.
Cut the string.
Hand me the list.
Honest to God, do you want me to tell you for real?
Oh,
no.
AD.
Let it loose. Let that shit fly. Let that shit fly, nigga.
Stop. No, for real. Y'all, chill. Stop.
Listen, man, these niggas been lame since
AD.
Since lame has been lame, bro. I'm just keeping it 100,
bro. Yep.
This live stream was only a couple of days ago, March 5th, 2026 to be exact. Anton pretty much let it all out. He had a breakdown moment, he lost control of his emotions, and he exposed some things he probably wasn't intending to tell his audience when he started the show. But like his wife said, he has different personalities and he's very emotional.
Oh, wow. Times it can be hard and sad and difficult because Anton has a lot of different personalities, and so you have to be a certain type of woman to deal with. Anton is very emotional. He doesn't communicate effectively. I don't think that he has killed anybody before. I think he's capable of it. I've seen him angry before. He's just like a totally different person when he's angry.
Now here's the thing. I've never made remarks towards Anton that would even resemble this. He didn't even have this much energy when Corey Holcomb plastered his daughter all over the internet, while mocking her appearance at the same time. Which goes to show he doesn't care about his daughter more than he cares about his own image on social media. Now, some people are going to say Freezy's lying. Freezy's lying. He could have been talking about anybody named Freezy. That's a nickname. But I want y'all to pay attention to one small detail. He said Freezy been D-riding since he was on Lapeef. And we all know I was on the Lapeef network.
respect it.
JR,
You don't want to
2
answer.
hours, 25 minutes, 20 seconds. Remember that, JR. I'm gone now.
Freezy, go back and watch it. Go back and watch it. Inbox me and tell me where I said anything about we should do this or that. Freezy, inbox me.
Keep me on, JR. Keep me on. I'm gonna be quiet.
Freezy, I will cash app you $50 if you can find me a place where I said that we should be canceling people. Find me that. Inbox it to me, Freezy. I got you $50.
As y'all can see, my name tag is down there. It says Freezy. So make no mistake about it. Anton Daniels was talking about me, Freezy. No captivity with Freezy.
No captivity.
And this is the Lapeef Network Let's Talk show that you're seeing me on right now. Anton has become very unhinged and he's talking very reckless, which is obviously an indication that he's losing his grip. Something might be going on in the background. He's obviously losing panel members and cast members. I thought it was all content creation. I thought that he understood that. That's what he told Tasha K.
So if we can create content together, or if we can go get some money together, then cool. Then you can be in my sphere. And I'm going to play it up.
But a lot.
No. I'm going to play it up. I'm going to sell it for the cameras and all of that. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. Prior to me realizing that you actually had a husband here, I was thinking to myself, I might have to flirt with Tasha a little bit.
That would happen though. I'm not that type of person you would flirt with.
Well, I didn't know that, but we was going to figure that out.
Even if I wasn't with my husband, I'm not the type of person you flirt with.
I have to respect the boundaries that you create because this is your platform. This is the space that you live in. But I'm going to sell it. I'm going to sell it 1,000 times out of 1,000 times.
Even his wife feels the same.
Wait a goddamn minute. I love that meme. Wait a minute. Wait a goddamn minute. So, okay, so that's what I'm saying. Listen, I've agreed with Anton on a lot of things. I will not lie to you. Him being a married man for over 20 years, I can relate. I've been married for over, me and my husband been together. It's getting closer to 30 years now. So I'm just like, I related to that. And he works his ass off. So his contribution to this community is vast. So I always give him that. But damn, I'll give you your props for what your props are, but that don't mean I hang on your coattail and everything you say I agree with. No, I can't. I don't know people. I don't know folks like that. I don't know these folks like that, but I will give you your props based on what I see. But then when I don't agree, I don't agree. And I just think I don't agree that you have to flirt with married women or flirt with women to play it up. You could just play up whatever the topic is, or you want to be entertaining in these spaces. You want to thrive. You want people to be entertained. That's what this is at the end of the day, is entertainment. None of this stuff should be taken personally. Y'all hear what I'm saying? None of this should be taken personally. It should be for content. It should be for entertainment purposes only. This should not go past YouTube or Instagram or TikTok. It should only be for this realm. It should not go personal at all. And I think this is where a lot of people get caught up. This is why a lot of people start to crumble and fail. And this is why other people thrive and move forward a little head a little quicker and longer, because a lot of them understand. Now, they got some of them that do the same thing now. In other spaces, they do the same thing. They be crashing out and doxing each other too. But what I'm saying is, in our community, in the Black community, we're always a smaller group. So when we do it, it's detrimental, in my opinion. I think we got to be a little bit smarter. And a lot of times we're not, if we're going to be honest. This stuff should stay on YouTube and in that space, and understand that it shouldn't go past that. And stay focused on what it is. And I think that if you're going to play something up, play it up in the right way. Like, play it up for what it is. But this whole situation of, now, Tasha, in my opinion, could have taken that as disrespect. That you're saying you would flirt with me and you knew I got a husband, but I think he said he didn't know. I mean, I've been watching Tasha for years, so I don't know about anybody else, and I knew she's been married for a long time as well. So I'm just saying, like, why does it have to be flirting with people's wives and all of this stuff? To me, that's where it goes left, and it takes a whole nother turn, and it becomes something else other than what it should be, focusing on the content. Why does it go to that? And now it's all mixed up in the content, and this is where you get where we are now with this situation, where it's all over the place. You know what I'm saying? And why does it have to be that, is all I'm saying. That's what I don't agree with on that part. That's all. Let's continue.
Same way. It's just content.
Does he need to do that to create content? Don't you feel like he's talented enough to leave the perceptions of content trolling alone?
But look where it got him. We're here with you because of it.
True. True. Because I wouldn't have called you unless it was, you know.
So why would we stop?
So why would we stop?
But I do think there's a way to be salacious, but without it having to go that way. You know what I'm saying? And then for some people, it's like this. If I have to take it, you know, we do know that salacious content gets views. We know that when you're going to the extreme, it gets views. So keeping that in mind, you gotta, this is why I say keep it on social media. Keeping that in mind, this is where it shouldn't be taken personally, because we know that there are a lot of people out here who are saying things to get your attention, saying things for shock value, saying things that will draw an audience, because we know as humans, we don't gravitate to positivity. We gravitate to the negative shit. We gravitate to the things that are negative, you know, that's salacious, you know, that's controversial. That's what we all gravitate to. That's why if you're on YouTube singing Kumbaya and saying everything is great and it's so lovely in this world and you are peace with everybody, ain't nobody watching that. Oh my God. Ain't nobody watching it. So the positivity gets pushed to the side. You have to start being negative. You have to start saying things for shock value. This is why you have people on TikTok who are making these stories up. A lot of the stories that we cover here on YouTube from TikTok are all made up. There are a lot of these women saying they got 9 babies and 9 baby daddies. A lot of that is lies. Oh my God. And I've discovered some of them are lies, but they know that's what's going to get the shock value. That's what's going to get the what they call it rage bait. Rage bait, is that what they call it? Rage bait, where they bait you in and get people mad, and they know that's what's going to get people talking. They know that this whole divide amongst men and women is very popular, so they know that that's going to get the people coming in. That's why we're talking about it, because it's this is why we're talking about Anton Daniels. Why? Partly because it's salacious. He has a platform, a large platform. He is popular in the social media streets. So when you put his name on the thumbnail, as I have right now, people are going to want to know what you're talking about. So we got to be realistic that, hey, that is what the whole, that goes back to my earlier point. That is partly because you want to use that. We're all, if y'all talking about D-riding, everybody is D-riding. Oh my God. Everybody is D-riding, if that's what y'all call it. I just don't like that term. Why has it got to be D-riding? Couldn't it just be, look, everybody is clout chasing, hell, trying to leverage their platforms. That's what everybody's doing. If it didn't make any money, it wouldn't make any sense. If you're not getting money from it, people are not going to use that. So people are using whatever they can use to benefit themselves. That's what it's all about. So any salacious topics, anything that's going to get the views and the clicks, that's what people are doing. They're doing it all on social media, TikTok, everywhere, YouTube. That's the name of the game. So this is why I say don't take it personally. Because if this wasn't getting any money, nobody would care. People are asking about saying Anton ain't all of that and all that, you know, but at the same time, I'm just telling you the reason why people are talking about him is not that they look at something. They're talking about, you know, talking about whether somebody's considered a celebrity and all that. I saw that as well. No, child, it's about who got the views, what's popping on social media, what's the trending topics, especially in the, you know, the hood side of YouTube. Everybody's just gonna follow the views, the money, because that's potential money. That's it. If there was no money to be made off of Anton, nobody would be talking about this. Period. Nobody don't really care. They're just trying to get paper, to be honest. Let's continue.
Those were the words of Anton Daniels' wife. Why would we stop? So why would Anton Daniels get so upset to the point it would make him seek out information on me about what I do for a living and all the names of my relatives and family and say...
Now look, and I want to say this before I forget. Also, it is a bit salacious when you see a married man for over 20 years with a wife, you know, you're like, oh, they married for 20 years. Because that's what I was thinking a while back. Like, wow, he been married a long time. A lot of these men on these social media panels are not married, and they give it, you know, relationship advice. A lot of them are not married. So you know, me as a married woman, I gravitate to the ones that are married because I'm like, oh wow, okay, they understand, they get it, they got something to say. But then it to me it came off, you know, it was a bit salacious to realize somebody married for 20 something years. That's great. You got your family intact and y'all look happy and all that. I look at that as a win-win situation. But then when you start hearing the things that Anton is saying, you start to side-eye it a little bit. Now, like I said, what you do in your marriage is your business. What you and your wife agree upon, that's your business. What y'all agree upon, child, I may not, I might be like, hell no over here, because a lot of that, y'all know, I've already said it. Like, hell no, what you doing over there, that ain't our thing. But if that's your thing, I can respect it. I ain't got to agree with it, but I can respect it, you know, because that's what y'all choose to, that's y'all business. Everybody is not the same. But at the same time, it does kind of, you know, make you look like, damn, what his wife thinks. Like, are you know, like how, and to me, I'm a little curious because I'm like, we know now that, you know, Anton's wife is definitely okay with what he's doing. She's okay with him flirting and doing all whatever he's doing. She's clearly okay with it. And that's their business. Bless her heart. Y'all already know that's something that I couldn't do. And that's not something I would sign up for, but bless their hearts. If that's their dynamics, that's their business, what they do, kudos to them. That ain't something I would do. And we don't all have to be the same. So that's the part that threw me off a little bit because I wasn't expecting that. When he kept saying, I do what the F I want. And so I couldn't help but to think like, damn, do your wife know this? So the whole, I just want to say this because I wanted to say this, but I'll forget. The Mika situation, whatever's going on with Mika, what's going on with Mika and Anton, the wife was completely okay with it. It wasn't like he said he's never cheated on his wife, and I believe him because she's okay. She's okay with him flirting and doing whatever he's doing. She's completely okay. She's like, hey, if it's going to push the needle forward, go ahead, Anton, do it. So we know that. And I respect it. I do. I respect it because that's their marriage. That's their union. Everybody's union is not the same. There's no one size fits all, you know, but I think the reason why people are questioning it because when you say you are a Christian and you have these Christian values, people kind of look at that and say and assume that as a Christian, you would do things a certain way. When we know now there's all kind of Christians out here, y'all. Oh my God. There's all kind of Christians. There are Christians who do things that have nothing to do with Christianity. There are Christians who out here who don't follow the Bible. There are Christians who do whatever the hell they want in the name of Christianity. So people can do whatever they want and still be considered a Christian, apparently. But once again, that's their business. If you want to be a Christian and do whatever you want, it's okay with your family and how y'all move and do that. I can't be mad at it. It ain't my life. You know what I mean? All I can focus on is what I do, what my beliefs are, what my husband and my family's views are, and how we move, and we're okay. You know, it all may not look the same, so it is what it is. I can't be mad at how you choose to do, but people will poke holes in it. If you're doing things that's a contradiction to what you say, that's where people start to have a problem. If you're saying one thing and your actions show something completely different, that's where people are going to start to have questions. That's what I'm saying. Let's continue.
Say this in a threatening way. Do I think he really has that personal information of me and my family? Well, that's what he said. Do I think he knows what I actually do for a living? Well, that's what he said. Do I think he has all the names of my relatives? Well, that's what he said. And I think the wise thing to do is believe him. So with that being said, my family and I are on high alert, and we don't take any threats lightly at all. Obviously, he knew these threats were not only against YouTube guidelines, but is also illegal according to law. So he made sure he edited this section of the original video out. This is the name of the original video. Magic City, Stephon Diggs released, Atlanta Hawks, Push Stripper Culture, The Breakfast Club, Season 3, Episode 28. So what's my personal thoughts about it? I think he said all of those things to intimidate me to stop making content about him. But we know that ain't gonna work. And just to see a couple of his panelists encouraging him to say the list of the names of my relatives was even more disturbing. This is Anton Daniels. This is his followers. And this is how far they're willing to go. Am I scared? Yeah. I'm scared for my life. And I'm asking anyone that made it to this point of the video to share this video to anyone you know. as much as you can, because we got to show Anton Daniels this is not your world and you can't have everything your way. Who knows? Next hit might be oshaydukejackson, Kwame Brown, Corey Holcomb, Lakeisha Keisha, Mike Drop BBQ, House of Hypocrites. Who knows? Also, make sure you hit that like button, and this is very important. Hype the video. Shout out to John Galt for being able to record this video before Anton was able to scrub it from the original live stream. This your boy Freezy signing out, and y'all know what I always say. To free yourself, you must heal yourself. And until the next time, we out of here.
Baby. Yeah, this is crazy. I don't think, once again, I don't think anybody should be doxxed and all of that. That's taking it too far. That's just taking it too far. That's just, people have families and children, just as much as, like I said, I didn't think when dealing with the Corey Holcomb situation, I thought it was gone. Corey went too far with posting his family and his daughter. I think that they don't have anything to do with what Anton is saying on social media. So I thought that was a bit too far, but this is what people are doing. And so I still believe that. Leaf, why is it, knowing where people work, who their family members are, what does that have to do with people's opinions on social media? That has nothing to do with it. I'll stand by that I just don't think that is necessary. I don't think that anybody should be doxxed for having an opinion, because it's easy to do, actually. And I think it's easy for people to say that until the tables are turned, until somebody doxes them, until somebody, when they start leaking stuff, because they'll leak your address, child. They'll leak your place of business, the phone number, the address. They'll leak, people can get that stuff pretty easily. They'll know where you work. They could find out where you work and be standing outside your goddamn job. And that is not something that YouTube is very strict about that. So they're right. If you start doing that, you could get in trouble for doing that. But what I'm saying, you do that to the wrong person, niggas will show up. I'm just saying, people will show up. That is a slippery slope. You don't know what could be waiting for you when you start doing stuff like that. And as much as these people be on these social media platforms talking about, I'm gonna show up, you don't know who people got in their background. You don't know who you're really dealing with. You pulling up people, names of people, family members and stuff, which is easy to get, by the way. You can names, and then you start naming people, and then those people show up because it's not just that person now. Now you're going into the family, Uncle Craig could be, a goddamn serial killer. You don't know that. Oh my God. He could be a violator. You don't know that. He could be the damn Punisher. You don't know that. He could be batshit crazy. You don't know that. You don't know who you be messing with. And this is why I say stop messing with people. Social media is one thing. Outside of social media in real life, you don't know who you're fooling with. This is why I said people have people in their background that's in the background for a reason. You just never know who people got with them. And a lot of times people like to, talk slick on these social media streets, but you don't know who you're really dealing with. And you looking at the person like, oh, well, that person ain't gonna bust a grape, or that person ain't gonna do nothing. But I said this with the Corey Holcomb. You don't know what kind of goons they got. You don't know who's willing to ride for that person. You don't know their family members could be batshit crazy and be ready. They ain't got nothing to lose. Because while Anton Daniels and these people on these platforms might have something to lose, their brother Ned, who in the back of the house with some issues going on up here, he ain't got shit to lose. Oh my God. He ain't got nothing to lose. So all they gotta do is say, Uncle Dan, come on, I got a job for you. Come on, I'm just saying, I'm not promoting violence. I think it's senseless. I think what's happening here is senseless. I don't think people should be doxxed and threatened. You know what I'm saying? For YouTube stuff, I think it should stay on YouTube and leave it there. And then they be saying they're not a tough guy. And, Anton clearly is saying he's not a tough guy. But when you saying that sounds like a tough guy. Y'all just got to chill with that. I just think that's just going too far. Once again, it's not the person we see in front. It's the people you don't see. It's the people you don't see. that you got to be scared of or concerned. Now, you got to be scared now, but you got to be concerned about. It's the people you don't see. The people who ain't got nothing to lose behind the scenes, and they behind the scenes for a reason. I think anybody on social media where you show your face, right, and you have something to lose, you are like a representative of what's behind you. Like, you are the representative, you're the face of it. But the inner workings of it kind of include a variation of people who either work behind the scenes for you, support what you do, love you. It could be family members and people that actually care about you. You got people who actually, you know, will ride or die for you. Those people are supposed to stay in the background for a reason. And now if you're hood, or you know how the hood, how it works, then you would understand that. You understand that you're the face. You have a lot to lose. So we don't want to jeopardize that. But we know, I mean, that there are people in the background who don't mind doing a bid for something if they think it's disrespect. You know what I mean? There are people who are waiting in the background who are like, yeah, nigga, this is what I do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got, you know, and if you loyal to them, then they're loyal to you. You take care of them, they take care of you. We all know that people have that. And this is why I'm saying you don't know what type of people have in the background. You just don't know. There's some crazy people out here. There's some crazy people out here. You know what I'm saying? And I just think as much as people want to seem tough and they're going to do all this, y'all better be careful. This is why I say these social media streets, you got to be careful. Listen, there's a way to have a conversation, or there's a way to have a disagreement without it going personal. That's why I say stop involving people's kids and people's husbands and wives and children and stuff like that, because that is very serious for a lot of people. There are people who don't play about that. They'd be willing to lose their life, or they'd be willing to go to jail behind what's theirs and what they're loyal to. So I just think that needs to stop. I really think people need to just focus on the YouTube stuff and don't take it too personal. That's all I'm saying, y'all. That's just my little 2 cents. And once again, it's just my 2 cents. You don't have to agree. And I don't always agree with people, but I can respect what you're doing. I'm from New Orleans, right? And anybody know people from New Orleans is all about respect. It's the principle. They big on that. The principle. New Orleans people will knock the hell out of you. You know what I'm saying? If not more, behind being disrespected. I'm just saying. There's some dudes that won't play with you. They're not going to go back and forth with you. They're going to just do what they going to do. Short-tempered. Easily triggered. And they don't be playing. And it's all about the principle, and it's all about respect. So I'm just saying, especially on social media, because a lot of people have been emboldened. Social media has made a lot of people feel emboldened, like they could say anything, do anything. But then once again, if you see them in the street, like the people who don't play, it's up. It's a wrap for you in the street with certain people. That's all I'm saying. Everybody like to play tough, just like everybody on social media makes 6 figures. Oh my God. Baby, that's a whole nother story. Just move with me, because look, I be all over the place. My brain is all over the place. Everybody on here is rich, y'all. When did that happen? Did everybody get rich on social media since 2000? 2020, I'm saying. Then everybody on social media is rich. People don't have regular jobs no more. A lot of times I watch certain panels and watch certain videos and stuff. Everybody's like, yeah, because, you know, it's all about the bag and this and that. And I'm a boss. Everybody's boss. We got boss chicks. Everybody on here is a boss now. All of a sudden, nobody works at the post office no more. Nobody. That's another thing. And I need to do a full video on that, because that's baffling to me. That's baffling to me that nobody has jobs. If I go to the DMV, I see people working. When I go to Walmart, I see people working. When I go to the post office, I see people working. I see people doing Uber, and I see people, you know, at the hospitals. I see people at the medical centers. I see people everywhere working. Why is it now Why is it now nobody got a job? It's embarrassing to have a regular job now. That's just funny to me. I don't know, it just came to my head, because I noticed that nobody has a regular job. Everybody is an entrepreneur, men and women. The women are boss chicks and the men are all bosses. And if you say you got a job, nigga, you got to go to a job. You got to, you kind of clock in. When did that become a problem? I don't understand. A lot of people are lying. A lot of people are lying. They only act like they got on YouTube and they just blew up and got rich and now they don't need their jobs. That's stupid to me, but anyway, that's a whole nother thing. I'm just saying, I don't understand that. I don't understand it because I know people lying. Successful MD, thank you for the super chat. Make sure you guys are supporting via super chat, Cash App. Y'all hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. Successful MD says, do they make six figures or stick figures, Dee Child? Probably six figures. Hell, everybody is six figures now. Everybody getting to the bag. Thank you, Successful MD. I appreciate you. Everybody getting to the bag. Everybody makes six figures, and you are lame if you don't. You know what I mean? If you are lame if you don't. And when we look at statistics, what is it? What is the percentages? 64% of people or more, if not that number, make less than $60,000. And it's a smaller percentage. I think that's the numbers. Don't quote me, but you can look it up. Y'all know it's not a whole lot of people who making six figures in this country. And it's with two people working in a household. Like the wife and the husband are working. And they might make 60,000 together. They might make 80,000 together. A lot of them together don't make make $100,000. There are some people who do, but it's a small percentage. So I'm just trying to find out where are all these rich people at? Just because you're on the podcast now, stuff is expensive. Things are expensive. And if you ask me to be a podcast and have all this stuff, it's expensive now. You know what I mean? It's not like back in the day when you could just have I done got off track, but we're going to keep it moving, y'all. I remember back not too long ago, you can get you a webcam, $60 or whatever, and you could just do your videos. I started with that webcam. And now this camera equipment and this stuff is expensive. It's not cheap to have lights, cameras. You got to get the right computer. You got to get all this stuff. This stuff ain't cheap. And if you're really trying to make your stuff look decent, if you're really trying to do this for real, it could get expensive. All the stuff you got to buy and switch up and change to try to make your stuff better, it could get expensive. So it's not cheap. So all I'm saying is this, like, I just be baffled by people who are all about this money talk and stuff and all this, and nobody works regular jobs. Everybody on these things are like, oh, I don't work for nobody. I work for myself, and I know, and I'm not saying that there aren't people who there are people who work for themselves and make good money and they're entrepreneurs and they're bosses or whatever you want to call it. But I know that that's not the majority. So somebody be lying. They be on these things lying and then they get off there because they got to go to work. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with an honest living. I don't know. I just was thinking because it's just baffling to me. And then it's funny if you go somewhere and you see them, then they be ducking and trying to hide because you ever come across a YouTuber who, acting like they got it like that? Then when you see them working somewhere, they be trying to hide from you. They be trying to hide. I'm like, don't hide. I don't care. I understand people got to work. I know it's just a flex it's just for the social media. It's just to make people think you got it like that. I understand. Fake it till you make it. I get it. I don't really give a damn either way. You know what I mean? I don't really be caring. But I'm just saying it's baffling to me. If I see somebody working somewhere that, hey, how you doing? What's going on? How you feeling? It don't really faze me because I understand you got to fake it till you make it. You got to make it look like something make it look like something that it isn't for people to buy into your narrative, which sometimes I could see that working. But then on the flip side, I'm like, you don't always have to do that. I think people could relate for what you really are. I think there are more people who relate to working a job because we all have had to work a job at some point. I think that's something that people could relate to. People, a lot of times people want to follow people who are relatable, people that they can understand and relate to. If everybody's sitting out here rich and got it like that, it's like, where's room for all the regular people? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just baffling to me, y'all. It just came to my mind. I had to say it because I'll forget it. And I'm just like, this is so stupid. You know what I mean? I run a business and still hang in the streets. Okay. Yeah, it's just baffling, to me. And I see it all the time. And it just be funny. All right, let's move on, you guys. So I want to move on first, I want to know if y'all remember this lady, Sansa Ray. Is that her name? I think that's how you pronounce her name. I'm gonna play a video from her. This is the woman who people are saying she faked her death. Some people are saying she faked her death twice, but now they're saying that she's actually passed away, and people are still skeptical as if she's really passed away. But I'm gonna play a video where they kind of confirm it. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull her up. Tell me if y'all remember her. Look at this video. Check this out.
That is big ASF, and I still don't understand how people are having a difficult time with scrolling past something, especially when it's obviously something that you disagree with or don't believe in. Like, y'all better than me, because if I see somebody I don't like, I'm not going to follow them. I'm not going to like them. I'm not going to go in their comment section. But people come up in my space, my little side of the internet, aggressive as hell, masculine as hell, whether they female or not, and then look at me and claim I'm hostile. Have you noticed that the people who need therapy the most will tell us to go to therapy, but them not going to therapy is causing us to have to go to therapy? You are not invited here. You chose to be here. Some of y'all I love to see, others not so much. It's the people who know they don't like me that consistently post every day on everything I post all day. They have a comment, they have an opinion, they have something to say. It's a part of life to disagree. But for some reason, when someone doesn't agree with something that I say, they're doing everything humanly possible to coerce me into believing whatever it is that they believe. There's this magical thing that people do. I don't know if you heard of it, but it's called being an individual. And the benefits of being an individual is that you get to think independently, and then you get to experience the consequences of those decisions. So even if your opinion is unpopular, you know, like mine is all the time, it's still your choice. It's still you doing the best you can for you. And guess what? I'm gonna clap you on for it. Some people may think I'm crazy, but I have enough sense to value my opinion without needing the validation of others. Learn from me. I am the most unorthodox life coach you will ever meet, okay? So I'm here to talk to you about what I believe and what my opinions are. So you can follow me or you cannot. That's up to you. If you think I'm a coconut and you think my elevator don't go to the top floor, I'm okay with that. I own my crazy.
Do y'all remember her? Let me know if y'all remember her, because I absolutely remember her. I've seen lots of her videos, but this is Sansa Ray. This is the woman that they're saying faked her death. Some people say 2 times, but now they're saying that she actually has passed away. And I want to play a video of people talking about her and what actually happened. So I want to get into that video. Let's check it out.
I can know it's bananas. I remember you here on YouTube when you faked your own death. So obviously something is wrong there. All right. So it ain't like I'm about to even risk myself, waste my time looking like a complete simp when you probably did all kind of stuff to that dude and nobody knows about it. The reality is, let's deal with your actions, your behaviors. The fact that you had so many men who wanted to be with you and marry you, you didn't work out with them. And then the first baby daddy you had, your first child is 21. This child is 4 years old. You're not with either man.
When I filed for government assistance because my son's father left me to die in a damn hotel.
Okay, that sounds like victimhood to me. Oh, and before we get started, this is the same woman that literally faked her death on TikTok. Just type in Sansa Ray Monique fakes her own death and you'll see it yourself. And she did it for attention. So you're telling me a woman that faked her own death, that isn't victimhood for attention?
She said she wants to be a role model for the youth. Ladies and gentlemen, if we believe that what people show us is what kids and everyone around us will go by more than what we say, then if she took her own life based upon what's going on the internet, if she took her own life based upon what's going on the internet, she just okayed it for young people to feel like it's okay.
let me pause for a second and shout out Ant CEO. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for being in the building. I love your content, by the way. And I just want to let you know that. Love your work. Love your work. I really do. I just want to point that out. Shout out to Ant CEO, you guys. If y'all are familiar, please go support. Love your content. I just want to say that. Love your approach. Love how you handle the callers coming into your show. Oh my God. Some of it is comical. A lot of it is on point with what you're saying and how you address the people. Calm with it. You know what I mean? I bravo to you. Bravo to you. I absolutely love your content. I have to say it. And CEO, you guys, if you haven't checked them out, go support. Love, love, love your work. Just wanted to say that, right? Just wanted to say that. Yes, absolutely love what you're doing for sure. For sure. Shout out to you. You keep doing what you're doing. You keep cooking. Because listen, I watch your content a lot, actually, and never miss, in my opinion. I'm like, boy, like, you know what I mean? The way, listen, I just want to say props to you. Shout out to you. Keep doing your thing. You keep cooking because you're really onto something. I will say that. I will say that. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to point that out. Just wanted to point that out. Let's continue.
To take your life because the internet is mean to you. You want to feel sorry for someone who comes from a community of black people where we make fun of white people for killing themselves because they're weak.
And this is why I won't condemn Sansa Ray, even if she's faking her death again this time.
Thank you, Ant CEO. I appreciate you. Much love to you, bro. Like I said, I appreciate what you do. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Take care. Be safe. Love the content. Just by the way, I'm an avid watcher. I have to say, and I'm not even BSing. I actually love what you have to say. It makes, listen, I'm right here. I'm telling you, yes, you are going far. I'm just saying, listen, I love the content. I can't stress it enough. Because every time I watch, I'm just like amazed. I'm like, he's on point. And then you're calm with it. But then you could go there. Like I enjoy it. I just want to let you know. So you know what it is. But thank you. I appreciate you for the support. Let's continue, y'all.
Because there's something else going on. I know that based on my own past that I have needed and still do need healing. And I'm going to choose to have compassion. I honestly don't know what is going on. They say that on January 15th, 2026, that she took her last breath, but we don't know. So I'm going to play this video for you and tell me if to you this seems right. Look, Marry Rich, Laws of the Universe. So she has ebooks that are up there. Lady Lux's Lady Leisure. Let me see, what is this? Okay.
Shout out to Tanya TKO. Listen, let me say this real quick. This is unfortunate that it seems like Tanya TKO is going to call either the mortuary or wherever that this lady's body is supposed to be. And she's going to talk to the people where they're going to confirm that this lady did pass away. And it's unfortunate that people didn't believe it because she's faked it before. So now that it actually happened, there are people who are still in denial and people didn't believe in it. And, so this is why I say too, when you lie a lot, nobody's ever going to believe you. When you tell nothing but lies, people are going to know you're going to be known as a liar. People are not going to believe a word you say, even if it's 100% legit. So this is why even though this is social media and people are doing things just for content and just for hype, I do also want to say, you know what I'm saying? And I might be contradicting myself. I don't know. Let me know, y'all. Y'all can hold me accountable. It is what it is. But I think you have to have some type of authenticity, right? You have to have something that's real about you. Because if everything is fake about you and is all just fake for content, you will put any type of message out there. You're going to go wherever the wind blows. You're going to say whatever is popular, whatever people want to hear. And I think that could be a slippery slope. Nobody's going to, this is how people, don't take you seriously. I think you have to have you have to stand for something. You know what I mean? You have to have some kind of boundaries. You can't just do whatever for clout, because now, once again, when you switch up like that, people don't believe you then. People don't take you seriously. People just know that whatever you're doing is for clout, that it's not real. And then when you truly, really try to engage with people and get a real, response from them, it's hard to do at some point because people don't know whether to take you seriously. Is this for clout? Is this for content? Or is this really how you feel? Really, now so that's where I think it's a slippery slope when you do that. And I think that's like me. And I said it before, I couldn't do that because I can't, because I don't want people to get the wrong impression about me. At the end of the day, you're going to think what you think. I'm not talking about like that. I'm saying like, what I'm saying and what I stand on is what I really stand on and really believe. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying it's just because it's popular, because for a lot of women, what I say is unpopular. They don't want to hear this shit. They don't want to hear it. So, when you're trying to just appease people, that's going to take you in many different directions, because what people like changes. What you always have to be jumping through hoops and changing your message and going back and forth. There's a lady on social media who does that. I don't know her name, but one minute she's talking about the men or the problem, and then she switch up. Whatever is popular at the time, you go with that. And I think that could be a slippery slope to where people just don't take you seriously. And then they start to call you out on it when you start flip-flopping. So I think you have to stand on something. You have to have something that's solid about you, that's the way you feel, and that's just it. And it's not controlled by what's popular on social media. You know what I mean? I hope I'm making sense. But yeah, so I just think morals and integrity, yes. Like, you got to have that. You just can't let anything go and you just go with one way or another just because it's popular. You know what I'm saying? That's something I can't do. I can't flip around and just be like, oh, one day I just get on here and say, all women are just perfect. All women are right. When I've been telling you about the nature of women for years now, and telling you how I know how these women move, because I'm a woman and I know how women move, and every woman is not perfect. How could I go from that to start telling you, all women are just the best thing ever, and y'all need to respect them, and y'all need to do this XYZ because y'all are the Then I'm like just doing what I think the women want to hear, because now I want to cater to the women. No, I can't do that. No, how I think is how I think. If I learn something new, I'll tell you, hey, I got a different perspective on this because of this. I'm going to explain it. I'm going to let you know. And once again, I'm not the type of person, because I had a lot of people like, oh, you're taking sides. I think if anything, I think taking sides is a childish mindset. It's not about that. It's just about whatever I want to talk about, I'm going to talk about. And if I agree with it, I agree with it. If I don't, I don't. And that's just simple as that. It's not about all that other stuff. I think people take it too far because they want you to see things the way they see it. Everybody ain't going to see things the same way. Everybody don't see eye to eye on a lot of stuff, but I can respect your opinions, whether we disagree or agree. That's where I'm at. To me, that's more of a mature way, or a mature aspect or way to look at it, in my thoughts, long as you don't like what I'm saying, but you're respectful about, because there's no need to be disrespectful with people you don't know. You don't know these people. A lot of these people don't know each other personally. So why would you be disrespectful to people you don't know? That sounds like something missing in your brain. Like you don't have enough brain power or something to understand. We don't agree, but you know what? I don't know you, so I'm going to keep it cordial and cute, but I don't agree with you. And keep it moving. Why are people so pressed to have everybody agree with them all the time? That is unrealistic. I feel like people who think like that, something is missing in your head. Like you need to go, something missing. That's all I'm saying. Let's continue.
One of the things that really stands out to me is that Sansa Ray was perpetrating a fraud on her page with highly enhanced photographs, making her look a very different way than she actually looked in real life. Like, and then she has some AI photos of her and some man. And she has Yeah, this whole thing is just very interesting. And my bad to the people who think that I seem insensitive. I honestly don't know what to make of this situation. I'll tell you why. I mean, so like this, who is this? Like if a person is not comfortable enough to be themselves, like be real, show their real body and not some AI generated version of themselves, right? What else is fake? I'm just saying that there is a pattern here. So we're going to look at the GoFundMe, then we're going to look at what other people have said. So this is the GoFundMe, right?
And that's her in the GoFundMe. So those pictures, we know this AI, that's her in the picture. That was her. She's much bigger than, what those AI pictures videos are presenting, and she's dark. Like that's her right there. But yeah, back to, that's why I was saying, listen, if you known for lying, when you're finally telling the truth, nobody's gonna believe you. So people were saying they didn't think that she had passed because she probably faked it again to get the GoFundMe money, child. People were thinking and saying that because she was having financial problems. She was living in a hotel. They were saying that she needed money or whatever. So they're saying they were skeptical about believing this because it could have been another trick to get some money, through the GoFundMe. That's what people were saying. But let's continue. This is sad though.
And it's like, so someone is saying she has passed away. Has she? Has she passed away? That's the question.
A little more scandalous when a post was made on Sansa Ray Facebook saying that she had taken herself out of the game because of all of the bullying. Y'all, they posted a picture of Sansa Ray in a dress with them damn angel wings behind it, saying that she was dead. Well, they could never confirm that she was dead, and that was because she was still alive. And she never really addressed why she did that. She just kind of came back to social media like it never happened.
Her daughter put up a post, and the post she put up, she was laughing. I played it. I played the whole thing. Just scroll back in the video.
It was super freaking weird, man. So Sansa Ray has tried to come back to the internet many times. She would come back trying to give relationship advice. Then somebody would bring up that she was pregnant by a married man. She would try to give financial advice, and then people would say, hey, she's faking everything. She faked her own death. Sansa Ray had a core fan base that would support her, but not enough to support a luxury lifestyle. It appears over the last year or so, Sansa Ray had been living in hotels with her autistic son, who is now 7 years old. It seems that she never really had a steady job. Almost every other post on her Facebook, she was asking her followers and supporters for money. At one point, she was homeless, sleeping in her car until her car got repossessed. About 2 weeks ago, a post was made on her Facebook saying that she was found unresponsive, she had been without oxygen for 12 hours, and that she had had some type of heart attack. And then they posted and said that Sansa Ray had died. Now, of course, people are skeptical about Sansa Ray actually being deceased, since she has faked it before. But there is an obituary posted by a funeral home. But her daughter did post this video on YouTube saying that she did pass away after that medical event. She never really regained consciousness. And also that her autistic son had been taken by defects. They have a GoFundMe where they were raising funds to cremate Sansa Ray and also try to take care of the child. Now, even though all of this information is out there, people still don't believe that Sansa Ray is deceased. They don't believe that she died. There have been people that have been requesting her death certificate from Vital Records. They were calling up to the hospital trying to confirm that she died. I'm telling you, it's wild. I'm going to go ahead and keep it a stack with you. I think she really is deceased this time. And of course, here at the Black Accurate News, I send my condolences out to the family. I just think it's sad that, you know what I'm saying, her legacy is what it is. It's very, very sad. And I feel so sad about the child too. Do y'all know Sansa Ray? Y'all put your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think. This is Double D Mo for the Black Accurate.
This time, nope, she be on my FYP under a different name. Why they saying that? Let me see what date that other video was uploaded.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm not trying to laugh. I'm not trying to laugh at this lady's story, y'all. Please don't get it twisted. But this comment made me laugh. I'm so sorry. Hit the like button, y'all, please. Y'all, please hit the like button.
Oh my God.
Y'all stupid. Trey Jones Jr. Why would you say AI? What have you thinking everybody is dead?
Oh my God.
Y'all stupid. But anyway, Trey Jones Jr. That's your name. I can't see. Trey Jones Jr. Thank you. But you wrong for that. It just tickled my soul. I'm not laughing at her, y'all. Please don't get me wrong. I don't think this is a joking matter. It's just sad. You know what I'm saying? But this comment made me laugh. AI, thank you for making me laugh, y'all, because I really needed a laugh. But he says again, AI will have you thinking everybody is dead. Anyway, shout out to you. Oh my God, that was just funny. Paul Harrison in the building. Shout out to you. Shout out to Paul Harrison coming through with the $100 super chat. Thank you so much, Paul. I appreciate you. But this other guy had me laughing, y'all. Paul, what's going on, Paul? Paul says, hey, DeeDee. Keep being you, sis. Love your outlook on life. Keep rising and being blessed. P.S. I've heard that song by your husband to his wife. Now that's love. Thank you. I love that song. My husband wrote that song for me. He wrote me several songs, but I love it. I love it. That's why I'm going to keep playing it. He's going to release like more music as well. But I love that. It's my song and I love it. People ask me why I play it. I love it because my husband wrote it. I love that song. I love that song. My Girly Girl is the name of the song. He's going to release it really, really soon. The song, actually, I jumped to conclusion. I said this before and put the song out, but it's actually not finished. So he has to go and change some of the vocals or add something to it. And then it's going to be completed. And I think it's going to be on SoundCloud. I think it's going to be on places where music is, where you put music. He's actually putting out an album. So he's going to release some singles. And this is going to be one of them. He got some good stuff, y'all. So there's some more that's coming. Hopefully y'all support that. But he's definitely going to be releasing that really, really soon. I will let y'all know. And we probably do like a listening party as well. Probably do a live listening party of his music so you can hear snippets of his songs. But he got some good stuff coming out. I really love what he's doing. So make sure you guys support that. So yeah, that's just only a piece of what he has coming out. And for those who don't know, my husband is a musician. He's a producer. He's been doing music for years. He actually had a recording contract years ago that he passed on. So he didn't actually accept it because people were saying, oh, he need a record deal. He doesn't want a record deal. He knows he's independent. So he doesn't want to sign to a record deal. He's independent and he produced music. He's not only just, he not only does music, he produces music as well. And he's been doing that for a long time. So yeah, so he's not new to it. He's been doing it for years and he's been putting music out and stuff like that. So yeah. So yeah, I'm excited about the work that he's doing now. He has some good stuff coming out, you guys. I'm definitely going to share it with y'all. You know what I mean? And I want y'all to support it when it does come out. But yeah, he got some good stuff. But that's my song. I love that song for me. And he got to go do some tweaks on it and then it's going to officially come out. So yeah, thank you, Paul Harrison. I appreciate you once again, bro. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. All right, let's continue, y'all.
Let's see the date this was uploaded.
I am Dominique or Dom.
What's the date of the video? Oh shit. What the fuck? The fuck, y'all? This video, if you see, this video was uploaded January 13th, 2026. Can you all see this or do I need to make this larger? Let me see if I got a bigger screen than this. Oh, that's the bigger screen. The blurry screen. Just make it larger on your thing. It's she put up this video January 13th, 2026, saying that her mother had died. Look.
This is crazy.
This fundraiser was put up. The obituary says 1980 to January 15th, 2026. She said her mother died on January 13th. She uploaded a video saying that her mother had already died, that her mother passed away. And Tribute Archive says January 15th, 2026. Somebody is saying that she was brain dead. If she didn't have the official, if she was still being kept alive on life support and the hospital had not declared her dead, if she was not taken off of life support, why did her, like, that's not making sense. Video, and the daughter's laughing in the video.
The daughter was laughing a little bit. Shout out to Mr. Walker in the building. Shout out to you. Said salute, Sister Dee, to keep cooking, sister. Thank you, Mr. Walker. How you been? Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for being a member for 11 months. I appreciate you. How you been? Hope all is well with you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for being here. Let's continue.
She's laughing. And so I'm like, what is going on here? So I did not know all of this stuff from her past. So one of the other things that we have to remember is that some of the people who were there when she faked her death the first time were they left. They were gone. And that, because, you know, she was a very beautiful young woman. She when I came across her, she was speaking some facts. And so I was like, oh, okay, she's pretty. I didn't know about the whole baby and all that other stuff. My interactions with her were very brief. And so I'm coming at it from the standpoint of what is really going on here? Is this another elaborate scheme? Like, I don't know, like, you don't know a person. I didn't know all of this about her. But listen, I don't want to take up any more of your time. I really appreciate you. And just in transparency.
Because it actually turned out to be an illuminating conversation. I enjoyed it. My 48 minutes on the phone with you.
And I do.
So if you haven't.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, if you have any other questions, give us a call back. But just to finalize it, yes, it is. Everything is legit. And she actually 100% did pass away. Oh, did I see the body? Yes. So the answer is yes. So it wasn't a situation where she was picked up by our team. She was cremated by our team. Like, you know, it was legit.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you.
And I remember that there was this content creator, a Black woman, who would use AI images of herself, AI videos of herself. And she is actually a plus size woman, but the AI avatar looked different than what she looks like. And as I went on YouTube to find this person, I remembered, oh, that's right. Her name is Sansa Ray, and her YouTube channel name is Black Macho. And I go to one of her videos. I noticed that she hadn't posted in a while. I click on one of her videos, and in the comment section, I see RIP. And I'm seeing all of this RIP, you know, rest in peace. And I'm like, huh? And I also see that she hadn't made a video in a couple months. So then I started to do some digging to figure out, is she really gone? And I find out that apparently and allegedly she faked her death before. And I put that in quotations because according to her, she did not fake her death. According to her, she was taking a break from social media, and she admits that it was irresponsible of her, given the fact that she has over 250,000 subscribers on YouTube and many other followers across other platforms. She admits that that was irresponsible. But the Black YouTube space interpreted her being gone and off of social media as her faking her death. And I believe her, as she said, Sansa Ray said her social media manager, I think, made a post saying that she was gone. Sansa Ray sounds like she may have known that that post was made and she did not correct said misinformation because she was taking a break from social media. All of this tainted Sansa Ray's reputation as someone who is not particularly credible. Now, this happened, alleged faking of her death happened a few years ago. And I remember discovering her during the pandemic. This was before I got on YouTube. I would see some of her YouTube shorts from time to time. Her face was just a familiar face. And although I didn't really watch a lot of her content, I knew she was in the love and relationship space. And from time to time, her videos would pop up. I mean, a lot of her videos, the algorithm serves a lot of her videos to Black women and Black men. And she did have a relationship with the Black YouTube space. She has a video with Mumia Obsidian Ali. They did a collab. She also talks about trying to collab with oshaydukejackson. oshaydukejackson has a couple of videos about her, if not more. She did Tonight's Conversation. So she's been in the space, in the love and relationship space. And a lot of people know who she is within the Black YouTube space. And a lot of viewers have seen her. So you all probably do know who she is inadvertently.
Yeah.
So my first thought was, why isn't this something, her death, why isn't this something that's more publicized, more known? You know, I get alerts all the time about non-Black YouTubers and TikTokers and various social media personalities when they die. A lot of that stuff, some of it is covered by mainstream entertainment media. Mm-hmm. So why didn't this get picked up by, you know, any sort of larger news outlet?
Well, you know, I think, and shout out to, I think her name is pronounced Nika. Shout out to her. I've seen some of her content as well. Shout out to her. You know, I think because I think this woman, and if I'm not mistaken, that's how I remember her. She spoke on Kevin Samuels. I don't think she was really fond of Kevin Samuels as much. And I remember her saying things, you know, against Kevin Samuels. And I think a lot of her content, while it may have been popular, because I've definitely seen her face and probably have reacted to one of her videos. If I'm not mistaken, but I've definitely seen her in the space, and you know, she had a lot to say. And maybe I think it's because a lot of people weren't either. There are still some people who were unfamiliar with her, and there was still people who didn't probably agree with her, you know, her take, or didn't agree with, you know, what she was saying. And you know how it is on in these spaces. If people don't like what you're saying, then they don't like you. And they're not too fond of you, and they either don't want to repost you, or either they'll take it the way they went with Kevin Samuels. You know, they laughed and was dancing on that man's grave basically because they didn't like what he had to say. So either they'll go that route, or if they don't agree with you, then they just are not bothered by it, or don't feel endeared to post you or in a positive way or whatever. You know, so yeah, and then maybe there was just people who just were unfamiliar with her. Because I see a lot of y'all on here, y'all don't know who she is, but I wasn't too familiar with everything. I was hearing people saying that she faked her death. I did hear that, and I was hearing people saying that she was married, she was in a relationship, she had a baby for a married man. That's what I kept hearing. I've been hearing people talk about, but I really didn't know anything about her. So I really still don't know anything about her. I just knew that because that's the only thing that I was hearing. And it was like, you know, basically not taking her seriously because of her actions. And, you know, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes when people know certain things about you and it's not something that they really are into, they have a negative outlook on you if you're doing things that seems to be out of character or things that just seems to be unpopular or whatever. And so I don't think people like the fact that she was, because this is what they talked about. They didn't like the fact that she was married, fooling with a married man, had a baby by a married man. She even talked about it, if I'm not mistaken. She did a video about the relationship she had with the man, and it wasn't great, but she had a baby by him, and just a lot of stuff, you know. And so people remember that part of her, but I don't think they, you know, it is not something that they celebrate or want to, you know what I mean? So it's just unfortunate, though, that she is no longer here, allegedly, because that's what they're saying now. Tanya TKO was talking to, I guess, the people at the, you know, I don't know if that's the people at the morgue or the people at the wherever, where the lady said she saw her body. So she says she is definitely passed away. I'll say rest in peace to her. You know, that's unfortunate. You know what I mean? I didn't know her very well, but still, you know, blessings and love to her family. You know, she has a son, they're saying that she's left, and she has a grown daughter. So, you know, nothing but blessings and love to them. You know, I don't never want to see people, you know, go out in a certain way or go out at all. But, you know, it's something that we all got to deal with at some point. You know what I mean? But, you know, rest in peace to her. That's all I can say. But, you know, I'm not shocked that people didn't believe the lady was dead because she had faked her death. How do you do that, y'all? That's the mind-boggling part to me. How do you fake your death? How do you I couldn't that, you know, I'm always thinking, you know what I mean? I'm always going in the depths of my mind, trying to understand the nature of people. I really do. You know, my husband laughs at me, but I'm just like, I'm always trying to understand. Even if I don't understand, I'm trying to understand because I want to understand what makes you tick. What makes you do the things you do? What makes you say the things you say? You know, I would love to understand people's points of views a little bit more. Is there a reason behind the way you think, why you chose to go about things this way? What would make somebody, but they say it for the money. They saying, you know, because, you know, people, when somebody died, that's a legitimate reason to go do a GoFundMe. Oh, this person passed away. We need help with the funeral. Or we need help with just finances. And can y'all help? And then you get the money and then you just go shopping, you know? I'm just saying. And I'm like, well, how do you do that? So you could just fake your death and then you just pop back up on social media like nothing happened? Like, that is crazy. I couldn't fathom doing something like that. That was, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you do that? And then what's your explanation when you come back? What about the people who knew who you were and they were mourning your death and then you just pop back up? And how do you, what do you say? What do you say after you do something like that? How do you, what do you say? Like, what that conversation? I that part, I just don't. Right. So now she's dead. She's died, and nobody knows she's gone. See, that's the ironic part. You faked it, and people were like, "Oh, they know you faked it," and then you pop up, and they're like, "Oh my God, we can't trust you. We don't believe you." And now she's really allegedly gone, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. This is why I say you can't play like that. Listen, I got another clip I want to play for you guys that I'm going to pull up because let me get it. I want to talk about this, but rest in peace to this lady. You know what I mean? Yeah, rest in peace to her. I want to play this video, and this is just another quick little topic I want to go over real quick. And I want to get y'all thoughts on it. This is something we've always talked about, but I want to pull this up because I think this is really sad how people are still believing and thinking this way, thinking that children don't need fathers. I want to pull these couple of clips up of these women talking about this, and I want to get y'all thoughts because this is just ridiculous, y'all. But let's listen.
Kids need a father.
Oh, her phone.
Kids
Her phone.
need
She's
stability,
low.
safety, peace, and harmony in their homes. And if that father is not bringing that, he is a disservice in that house. Only.
She's kind of low, y'all. I can't turn her up, unfortunately, but listen to what she's saying. And I got another one.
And only if he is bettering the lives of those children and an active, engaged father who is loving and is a provider and a protector in real life, not just no soundbite bullshit, no paper bullshit that y'all like to toss around, but he actually is doing his due diligence to raise his children, then he is needed. If not, ain't no need for him, especially in that house, messing up everybody's emotions, messing up everybody's energy, got everybody on walking on eggshells, got everybody full of anxiety when his key opens the door and everybody holding their breath to see what type of mood he's going to be in that day. I don't want to hear it. Be quiet. Be quiet.
So my question to this is, do children need their mothers? Do children need their mothers? Because if we're going to be honest, we got to look at it on both sides. There are a lot of women who act exactly like she just expressed. There are a lot of women who their children, and even including the man, if there's a man, is walking on eggshells because of her attitude and how she's messing up everything. Do they still need their mothers if they have a mother who's doing that exact same thing? What's going on, Red Talk Anna? How are you? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, sis. Thank you so much for being here. So my question is, do children need their mothers? Because there are a lot of women, there are a lot of mothers who act this exact same way. And when she was describing it, I'm thinking, hell, there are a lot of women who are depressed and angry and mad all the time, and they move exactly that way. And the kids and everybody's scared to say anything because she's coming through like a tornado, and she can't regulate her emotions, and she can't, you know what I mean? She can't move in a proper way. Do they need her? I think this narrative I think they're trying to find many different ways to say that children don't need their fathers, but they make excuses for the women. You make excuses for their behaviors, and they never call out the behavior of a lot of these women and talk about how that is detrimental to the livelihood of their children and how their children could turn out in a negative way because of the mothers. Is always attributed or attributed to the men. Y'all already know how I feel about this. I think children need stable parents. But we can't be under the assumption that every mother is stable, huh? Come on now. We can't make it seem like every woman who has kids is a stable, mature woman, because we know that is not the case. We got a lot of women who are very unstable and who are not fit to be mothers. So once again, we got to stop pushing this narrative like every man is coming home with his big boot and putting his boot down and saying, grab my boot, and running shop and controlling people, and the kids can't be happy and love their fathers and their mothers. Like the man has to always be portrayed as this mean, dominant man because he's a man, and he's just mean to his kids and mean to the wife and slam stuff down and my way or the highway, and come in and he don't love his children and he don't love it. You know what I mean? That's the narrative that they're pushing. And I don't like that, because I know that is not true. There are a lot of children out here who love their fathers, a lot of good fathers, that when they come home from work, the kids are breaking their neck to go and hug their fathers. My kids did it. They did it. Soon as daddy hit the door, they go running, daddy, because they love their father. Well, I just think that this narrative is just getting out of hand, and they want that to be portrayed so badly. You just want people to think that all men are just deadbeats and bad fathers, and that's just not the case. You know what I mean? And that's why I just, it's Eric TV. Thank you so much for the super chat. Says, hi, D. How are you? I'm good. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat and the support. Once again. Yeah, I mean, it's just so stupid. I want to pull up another one because I want to play this other one. And there's a couple of them, and I'm going to do a video on this because this is just stupid. I don't know if this is the same lady or not, but listen to her.
Me out. Do children really need their fathers, or do they need a stable home with two sources of income? I feel like a lot of times these fathers do more harm than good, because a lot of these fucked up people that's running around here in the world, they come from two-parent households. Their father was there, he just wasn't doing shit. A lot of these men, they're not helping the wives raise the kids, bro. Yeah, they're bringing home the money, but really it's 2025. Hell, the women working more than the men. So yeah, they might be bringing home income, but that's all they're doing. They're not actually raising these children. And this is coming from somebody who, my adoptive parents have been together for 40 years. They're still married. He did more harm than good. We would have been better off if she left him like we told her to. That nigga pretty much, he kind of fucked up my older brother and my older sister. I'm just a wild child, so I rebelled. But really though, I see why men never used to be allowed to be around women and children. Children really don't need their fathers. They do more harm than good a lot of times.
Yeah, and you see, this is hard. This is very damaging. This is bad. Now, just because you had a messed up childhood and yours didn't do right by you, that does not mean that is the experience of everybody else. This is why I say a lot of these women can be very dangerous. Just speak on your goddamn experience. That's your experience. Just because you said foster parents, just because you had a bad experience does not mean that it's everybody else's experience. Speak for yourself. Speak on the things that you've been through or you've gone through. Stop generalizing it and making it seem like, all these kids don't really need a father. Yes, they do. They need stable parents. I always say 2 stable parents. And there is a reason why there's a stat out here that says children fare way better with two parents in the household, and they fare better with just the fathers in their lives. There's a reason why that is. That children do better, just equally as good as with a single father versus, and also with two parents in the household. But we know that if they're raised by a single mother, that the chances of them coming out sane is much worse. Oh my God. We've seen the statistics. And there's a reason behind that. But women always like to make it seem like, that's the part I don't agree with, where they like to always make it seem like all the men are just the problem. When you got a lot of women who are out here on drugs, their children are in foster homes. They give their children away. They're not protecting their kids. The kids are being, taken advantage of by other people around. They don't care. I've seen a lot of messed up chicks. Like, come on, that's why I speak the way I speak, because I've seen too much. And I've seen on both sides. Both sides exist, but what they try to do is make it seem like one is more prevalent than the other one, and women are just so much better, when I know that that's just not true. Talk to these men out here who have horrible relationships with their mothers. And their fathers weren't in their lives, but they have tumultuous relationships with their mothers. Talk to these women who have horrible relationships with their mothers. Let's hear these stories of these women and men who talk about their mothers were just horrible and they can't stand them, and how she didn't support them and wasn't in their lives. Let's talk about that, because we always talk about the deadbeat dads. What about the deadbeat moms who didn't really want their children, but you were just out here screwing and raw dogging, and you got pregnant, and now you got a child you don't even want? With a dude you mad because he didn't want to take you seriously because you wasn't taking yourself seriously. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about mothers being jealous of their daughters. Let's talk about mothers who try to pass their daughters around and sell their daughters to get money to take care of themselves. Put their daughters in detrimental situations to have other men take advantage of them while they get paid. Let's talk about that. These women aren't all these saints and all great. Let's talk about how a lot of these women disrespect their children and talk to their children like they ain't anything. Talk down on them, say all kind of stuff to them. Just listen to the people who talk about their experiences with their mothers. So you can't pull the wool over my eyes and tell me and make me think that all these women are just so great mothers and they just don't need to. No, you need two stable parents. That's the whole point of marrying before you carry, and having children and building a family with two stable people, and building a life to make sure that your children are good, protecting your kids, not just going out here sleeping with Tom, Dick, and Harry, Pookie, Ray, Ray, Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike, and going out here making babies with people that you don't want to have a life with, and then turn around and say, oh, he was a deadbeat, he was a narcissist, oh my God, he was abusive. But you got 3-4 baby daddies by all these narcissists and abusive men. And you got these children that you got raised by yourself, and then you ain't all together either. Because in order for you to allow yourself to have 3-4 baby daddies with 3-4 different narcissists, abusers, then something's wrong with you. Oh my God. Two. If something's wrong with him, something's wrong with you for allowing yourself to get raw dogged and bring all these children here for niggas who you know ain't no good. Like, that means you got a problem too, but they don't see it like that. They think, oh, I'm the good one. He was just bad. And I just gave him 4 babies. And I'm just this prestigious black woman. And I'm a black woman. And I'm so great. No, you're not. You're just as bad as he is. So you don't get a pass. You're not special. You're not better than him. You're just as, if he's bad, you're equally bad. But they don't see it like that. They just think, oh, well, because everybody's, into putting black men down and you just want to shame him no matter what. You don't give a damn. But no, you're just as bad as he is. You open your legs up to a man that you knew was a narcissist, and you had to, because some of them go back for seconds and thirds. A lot of them some of these people have several children by these men, and then children with other men too. So you mean to tell me, oh, and all of a sudden, by the time you got to baby number 3, that's when you finally realized he was abusive and he was a narcissist? Because he didn't show you none of this to all them years, and you gave him 2-3 babies, and by the time you had the 3rd one, you said, oh my God, I got to get the hell up out of here. Don't make no sense. Yo, it's Eric TV. Thank you once again for the super chat. Says, someone tried to make fun of me because I said, let's not normalize wetlock babies. Talking about was my mom a wife? I said 3 times. Were you ring? Someone tried to make fun of me because I said let's stop normalizing wetlock babies. Talking about was my mom a wife? Child, thank you, yours, Eric TV. I appreciate you. Thank you. I think I get what you're trying to say. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I just, it's just stupid. And it's so much of this stuff has just been, pushed, and the sisterhood just agree with everything because they don't want to take any accountability. You just, agree with stuff that just doesn't make any sense. They act like getting married is just like all of a sudden, like they act like getting married is so uncommon. It's, oh my God, because you never thought about marriage. When other groups of people, marriage is what they do. It's a part of life. You get married, that's what you, and then claim that they're Christians. I said this before, y'all. Then we're gonna wrap this up. You claim to be Christians, but you're also oblivious to marriage, and that marriage, everybody know that you get married and then you build a family. Not everybody don't do it all in that order, but they act like they so lost and confused when it comes to marriage. Like, oh, marriage. Like you never heard of it or something. Like they're so oblivious to marriage. This is why a lot of them, not all, but a lot of them say, oh, I want a baby, but I don't know about that marriage. Oh my God. I want kids, but I don't know about that marriage. That seems taboo, marriage. Why they do that? Like, I don't know, because it's a new phenomenon and I don't know if that's what I want. Like, but you're a Christian and you want a godly man and you want a God-fearing man, but you don't know nothing about marriage. It just don't make no sense, y'all. Alexander Clifton 28. Thank you for the super chat. Says always marry before you carry. I'm not down with baby mama, baby daddy culture. Right. And I always say this. Look, I give grace to people. You know what I mean? Because I think it's fair. Thank you once again for the super chat. I appreciate you, Alexander. I'll give grace to people because, I know a lot of people were not taught how to do this. There's no rule book. If you were young and you were with somebody that you thought, you know what I'm saying, y'all was going to have a life together, whatever, and you end up pregnant. Okay, I'll give you grace on that first one. But if you keep doing the same thing and you don't learn from that, then grace is thrown out the window. Like you got to learn from your mistakes. You can't keep doing something that you clearly see is difficult and hard, and you just keep on doing it. That means you're not learning anything. We are all human beings. None of us are perfect. We all make some type of mistake, some which way, form, or another. But the objective behind that is learning from your mistakes. This is why it's important. If you make a mistake, okay, you can be forgiven. If we're talking about Christians and just in general, I believe in forgiveness. I think people can always learn, but if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over, and you still making excuses for it, what the hell you want people to do? Grace and all that gonna run out at some point. We're not Jesus. We ain't the one that's gonna forgive you 1,000 times over. Like at some point, you gotta learn. Some point you're gonna be like, well, damn, I gave you grace the first time. How much more grace you want? Like, come on now. You gotta take some accountability. You gotta understand that there's consequences behind the choices that you're making. Shit, how long are we supposed to keep doing this? Like, no. You gotta learn at some point. Manny E, thank you for the super chat. Says single moms raise boys to be the men they hate. Exactly. These women need to understand that many women abuse kids. Look at the Louisiana mayor. Yeah, I mean, listen, thank you, Manny E. I appreciate you for the super chat. And thank you so much for being here. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of women who abuse their kids and allow their kids to be abused. I mean, I don't understand why the focus is always just solely on the men when we know that there are a lot of deadbeat women out here, for sure. Thank you, Manny. Once again, I appreciate you. A lot of deadbeat women just as well as there are deadbeat fathers. But this is why you have to start taking accountability to understand that you are picking them. You picking the deadbeats, and then you're complaining about them. And then you put yourself in a situation to where you're a single mother, and you got to be responsible for these sons and daughters, and you are not well equipped to know how to raise boys. Half y'all don't know how to raise the daughters and have bad relationships with your daughters. So you're not equipped by yourself to raise these children. So why you keep pushing that narrative as if it's okay to be a single mother. I hear it all the time. Well, you got the little kids saying, I don't want marriage, but I want a child. They don't even understand what's going on. And they don't realize how you're perpetuating this idea. You're making it seem cool to even your children. This is why they say single mothers tend to raise single mothers, because you're not teaching them anything else. You're allowing them to follow the same route that you took. You're not telling your daughters, you know what? I was young, dumb. If you're going to use young and dumb, this would be the time that I would say use it. Let them know you were young and dumb. You didn't have no guidance. You didn't know what you were doing. You made some drastic, foolish mistakes. And now you had to pay for it. And tell them how hard it is, because y'all all over social media crying about how hard it is to be a single mother, how difficult it is, how nobody told you that it was going to be difficult, how nobody told you this was how hard it was going to be. And you don't have the community. You don't have a village and none of that. You wasn't worried about a village when you was busting it open and letting them raw dog in you and not thinking about how this was going to pan out. You know, this is why it's good to use your brains and think. Think about, if I do this, what could possibly happen? And do you want any parts of that? Because if you don't, maybe you need to make better decisions. And if you want support, stop thinking of the village, but think of having the support of a man, actually having a father in your life, because that will make it a lot easier. And while you have women out here saying, oh, the children don't really need the fathers because they're not really there in the first place. Well, you do need the fathers, because if the father is out being a protector and a provider, then that's one thing that you don't have to do. Because if you got the father in the children's lives, he gonna go work and make sure that you have a stable roof over your head, right? He gonna make sure that y'all have money for food to feed the children that you're talking about, as opposed to you going out and busting it open and getting these children by yourself and complaining about the deadbeats and the fact that you got to do it all by yourself. You got to provide the finances. You got to watch the kids. You got to teach them. You got to do everything. It's all on you. So while they try to belittle the fact that these men are providers and got to go provide, y'all are missing the boat. When you don't have that, it's all on you. And a lot of y'all are complaining and struggling. Why? Because you're doing it all by yourself. So what you're saying is you would have preferred to have the man be there and take care of his part, which his part would be to go out and provide for his family while you nurture the kids and take care of the household. See, a lot of these women are out of order and they don't realize the consequences of them being out of order. It's like you want your cake and eat it too. You want every benefit of it without having to do anything. You don't realize what you're doing. And then when you see what you've done, you still don't want to even be accountable for your actions. You don't want to even admit to say, you know what? I see why people are saying you need to have stable two parents, because this is a lot. If I had my husband here and he's going to work, at least I don't have to worry about trying to provide. I could be here for the kids. I could take care of them, make sure that they're good, focus on them, give them the nurturing they need. And if you marry a guy who actually wanted a family and cares about his family, he's not going to be this domineering man who doesn't care about his children. Men care about their children. These men care about their children. A lot of men who have children care about their kids. You see these men taking care of their kids, loving on their kids. They're out here going to the park with their children. Like, this narrative of that every man is just like that. It's just insane to me. And I just don't believe, I know that is not the case. So I just think a lot of times you hate what you can't have. If you can't have it, it's all bad. You know, if you didn't choose wisely, then everything outside of that is just horrible. And so this is why we have a lot of bitter women out here who speak this way. Why? Because if I can't have it, you think I'm gonna talk positively about men? When I chose Pookie and Ray Ray from the hood who didn't give a shit about me, but all he cared about is, raw dogging you. And that's it. And you allowed it. You allowed it. So you can't be mad at him. You allowed it. And that's the only type of men that you've come in encounter with. And those are the only type of men that you attracted. And they just knocked you up and you let them. And that's it. You don't know no good, productive men out here who want to be married and want to be fathers and want to be there for their kids and love their kids. You ain't never met a man like that. That means you really got to do some soul searching, and you really got to look inward. You really got to look at yourself to determine what the hell are you doing wrong. And you didn't come up a lot of times in a stable household. A lot of times, a majority of these women come up with single mothers in broken homes. And this is part of the reason why they think that way and why they're stuck in that situation, because that's all they know. That's all they know. You don't know anything else about a stable family because you didn't come from it. But instead of learning and realizing the deficit that you had growing up and the things that you had to deal with in a toxic environment that you come up in, instead of acknowledging that and saying, you know what, that was toxic, I want no parts of that. I want something different. I want a better outcome for my kids. So let me start to figure out, let me focus on people who have successful marriages. Let me focus on people who are happy in their relationships. Or, you know what I mean? And y'all know I always say, look, relationships aren't always easy. Marriage isn't always easy, but you have to want to make it work. You have to want to be there. You have to choose that. And when you choose that, you understand that, hey, it's not always going to be, oh, I'm happy 24/7, but you understand that there's a bigger purpose here. And you work on it. That's what it's all about. So, yeah, instead of looking at people who have positive outcomes outside of what you have and figuring out what they did or what they're doing to get their outcome, you still just stay in denial and say, whatever, that don't exist. All these niggas are bad. And I'm just going to, no, that's all you've seen. And you see positive examples outside of your negative ones, but you don't want to acknowledge it or act because you somehow you don't believe you could accomplish that or get that. I don't know. I think they don't believe that they could get it. I think they're scared of it because they don't really know what to do with that. Just like I said before, a lot of women don't know what to do with a good man. You don't know what to do with him because all you've used to is Pookie and Ray Ray. Just, hitting it and moving to the next one and knocking all these women up and then all y'all fighting in the streets. And that's all you know is toxic nature. You don't know anything better. So when you see something that looks better, it intimidates you. Once again, I said, when you hear these women talking about men and men are insecure and men are this, no, that's a projection. You're projecting your own feelings onto those men because that's how you feel. Anytime a woman brings up stuff like that, it's because it's her. Because that's all you know. And you're assuming that it's somebody else. It's really a reflection of how you feel. A lot of women are intimidated by strong men and men who have standards. And a lot of them have said it. I'm not putting this on every woman, but a lot of women think this way. You're intimidated by strong men who are not going to let you just treat them any kind of way. And so, you don't know how to deal with that. You don't know how to deal with a man who has priorities and values, and standards, because he's not going to deal with whatever shenanigans you got going on. So, they don't like rejections. Nobody likes rejection, but I'm saying you don't want to feel funny around him or feel insecure around him. So you don't know how to deal with a man who has standards. You only know how Pookie just doing what he's doing. And you don't know what you're doing. He don't know what he's doing. And that's all you know. So this is why I say women are the ones who got to really, really get it together, in my opinion. Manny E says, women aren't always perfect and also can cause harm to kids. Example is the Louisiana mayor accused of sexually abusing teen. Oh, wow, child. That's crazy. But I'm not surprised though, Manny. I'm not surprised. I mean, there's some stories I could tell. I'd say every time I need to write a book, but I mean, I would be writing all kind of other people's stories. There's a lot of stuff going on like that. Women with men allowing these men to take advantage of their kids. A lot of young boys have been taken advantage of by women, older women. Like this stuff is always existed, but they don't like to talk about that. The same way we know that there are a lot of women who commit all types of crimes. So they want to bypass that and just say, the men are all the ones committing all the crimes. No, there are women who commit crimes too. Thank you, Manny. I appreciate you so much for the super chat. Thank you. Captain Caveman, thank you for the super chat. Says they want control and the praise for children success, but the finger to point blame at the father when children fail. Oh my God, great point. Oh my God. Absolutely. If they raise a child and the child turns out great, they want all of the praise. Oh yeah, because I was the one that do it. You happy when the children point to you and say, my mom did this, and if she was supportive and she did that, that's cool. You can recognize it. But when the fathers are involved in doing something and it contributed to the kids, they don't like that, especially when the relationship didn't work. Oh, you hate for the children to acknowledge their fathers. They hate that because they want to be the main reason why you succeeded, when even if you are not in a relationship with the person, but the father is still in their lives and he's pouring into his sons and his daughters and he's doing things and support, they don't like to share the recognition. And I think that's crazy. Yeah. Because even if you're not in a relationship with a woman, you can still be a good father to your children. You know, y'all didn't work out. But the children, you can still be there for your kids and take care of them and support them and do things for them. But the women are the ones who are jealous a lot of times of the relationship between the children and their fathers. Because they want to be the sensei. They want to be the ones sitting at the forefront like, I did it all. It's all because of me. No. They are the ones who are jealous of the relationships the children have with the fathers. It's a common thing. Thank you, Captain Caveman. I appreciate you. Yeah. It's just crazy. They want free money with no accountability. They want free money with no accountability. Women is strong, kind, and important. Yeah, it's like they want the recognition for everything. But put in the least amount of work. You know what I mean? And once again, just to be fair, I'm not going to paint every woman in that category because there are a lot of women who pour into their children, a lot of women who are good mothers and good parents. But there are a lot of them who are not. So I'm just acknowledging all of it. All of it exists. There's no one way. If we got deadbeat parents, that means we got deadbeat fathers, we got deadbeat mothers. We got both. Just because the mother is a single mother and she's, doing it all, don't always make her a great mother, a great parent. We see a lot of women who abuse their children. We see a lot of children in the system who have been abused by who? Their mothers. And, you have to take into account the mentality of a lot of these people. Some of these people aren't mentally stable. They got a lot of mental health issues that are gone unchecked. They're walking around schizophrenic, lost in the head, and they have children to take care of. They're not always in their right minds. You know what I mean? So we gotta acknowledge that does exist. Just like there are men who don't know what they're doing and they could be out of their mind too. It all exists is all I'm saying. It would be asinine to say it doesn't. But we have a clear example of what works overall. As much as we could say, oh, you know what? Not every two-parent household rears these great children. Okay, I'll give you that. But the majority of them do. The statistics show you that the majority, if you can tell me, and stats show that the majority of people who are incarcerated were raised by single mothers, then that says a lot. That says that a lot of children who were raised without fathers tend to end up committing crimes. They end up in the system. They end up doing things because they're trying to cope with not having that. So when you tell me that children don't need their fathers, I would have to disagree. I think children need them just as much as they need their mothers, they need their fathers. Because if you're telling me, if single mothers are out here saying, hey, as a single mother, it's so difficult. I'm losing my mind. I can't do it all. I'm struggling. It's too much on me. And if you say, oh, by having the father there, you being married to the father and the father being in the household will not alleviate some of the stress and the stuff that you're having going on. You can't tell me that wouldn't be a support system. Every man is not out. Y'all got to stop watching Tyler Perry movies and Medea and all of these movies thinking that the men are all just one way. And this is why when they see men loving on their children and men are active and present, they just sit back and I hope that kind of love find me. I wish I had this. Well, you could. You got to stop thinking negatively and thinking that these movies that are in your head is a representation of all men. You got to stop thinking that all black men, because that's when they say men, we're talking about black men. When I'm talking about men, because this is the men that they're talking about. Oh, they think white men are perfect. And I got that video coming out too. White men can't do no wrong. And they act like white men aren't deadbeats and white men don't abandon their children and that white men aren't in their children's lives, when you could see whole panels of the white panels where all of those women say they never met their dad, or their father is not in their life. My mom, my dad are not together. I've never met my father. You see so many of them saying that too. And they will tell you quickly. People try to act like the white group of people is so different. No. If you have white friends, if you've been around white people, they will tell you my father was a piece of shit. Or my mom is just insufferable. I think it's so ridiculous to think that because of somebody's skin color or race and all that makes them a certain way when it comes to these things. That is so stupid and so ignorant. It doesn't matter what color your skin is and what background you come from. Look, all of this exists with everybody. But you hear certain women talking, it's just like, man, y'all so smart, y'all dumb. Like you're so educated, you're stupid. You don't know what the hell you be talking about. All of this exists. It doesn't matter what your race is. In the black community, the white community, even those people will call you dumb because they will even tell you, yeah, my mom was this, or they were abandoned. They'll tell you some stories. They're human beings. We're all human people that's dealing with a lot of the same issues. But somehow they make it seem like it's only relegated to the black community and a black man, that the black man is a problem on every front. Come on now. That ain't the case. But anyway, that's just my 2 cents. I done rambled on, y'all. I done talked a lot. Somebody said Bishop T.D. Jakes raised a lot of men on Tyler Purdy movies. What you mean? Oh my God. Y'all gotta stop thinking that the Tyler Perry movies are real. And that you know what I mean? That's the representation of men because it's of all men, because it's not. The importance of fathers being in their children's life was depicted in Boys in the Hood decades ago. But it went over people's head, right? The church doing the same thing, right? LOL, Dee behind you. Behind me it says it sure does. You know what? That's funny. That's funny. Oh, you're right. It does. It does right here. But it's eat and it's sleep. But you only see the P. Y'all be paying attention to everything. It surely does. Oh my God, that's funny. It does say eat P. Oh my God. Oh Lord. Oh my God. Let me see. Eat, sleep. That was funny anyway. But anyway, y'all. All right, y'all. Listen. If y'all have any topics that you would like me to discuss, let me get it together. If you have any topics that you would like me to discuss, please DM me on IG. Send them to my Instagram, y'all. If you have any topics you want me to discuss, send it to Instagram. Yeah, make sure you guys are still supporting by watching the videos that are promoted, that are posted on the channel, y'all. I post videos every day, pretty much. I might miss a day, but mostly every day I post videos. So make sure you are watching those, y'all. Share them if you can. At least go to the video, leave a comment to let me know it's real. You know, hit the like button. That definitely helps. If you want to continuously support the channel, watch the videos, y'all. Hit the like button on them. And that's it. That helps the channel to grow. That helps to push these videos into the algorithm, y'all, so that your girl can continuously grow. I'm trying to continuously grow if I can. So y'all got to help me with that. Please just watch the videos, like them. We want to get the views up on the videos that are posted every day, y'all, because it definitely helps the channel to grow. It don't cost you nothing to do that. Hit the like button. It don't cost nothing to leave a little comment, say, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Put a little comment, say, I got you in the comments, and I know it's real, and I know that y'all are supporting y'all, because that definitely helps out, all right? So it's free to do that. Take a minute, watch the video, like it, leave a comment, and we Gucci. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, thank y'all once again for being here. Shout out, Ezel says you didn't read mine. Where is that? I'm so sorry. Where is that, Ezel? Let me go back. I'm sorry. I like to read all of the super chats. Make sure you super chat to support the channel, y'all, before we get out of here. Where is it? Let me go back. My bad. Did I read them all? Let me see. They want control and the praise. Oh, okay, I did read that one. Women always are perfect. And okay, yeah, we read that. Single moms raise boys. Okay, yeah, I read that one. Always marry before you. Ezel, let me go back. Oh, there we go. So Ezel, thank you for the super chat. Says it's actually against the law to fake your passing. Is it now? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Thank you, Ezel, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Yeah, I thought, but especially if I think that's what I thought. But I thought also too, like if they have to search for you or something, like if your family reports you missing, you know what I mean? Like if they report, because I think if you just somebody just say you passed, and nobody ever confirms it, and they think, I don't know how they would know, because if somebody just say that on social media and then they just start putting up a GoFundMe, then if nobody knows about it to report it, then that's how you can get away with that, I'm assuming. But if you are reported missing, right? And they are searching for you and they use resources, and then it comes out that you're not I think that is a crime. I think it is. That's crazy though. But I think if in order to get away with that, nobody reported it or nothing, so that the authorities don't even know, in this case. Thank you, Izelle. Kenny, I appreciate you. Yois Every TV says Minion voice. What is the bonnet brain? What is the bonnet brain? I don't know. Thank you. I think I missed that. Did I miss others? I hope I didn't miss. I hope I got all of them, y'all. But make sure you hit the like button on your way out, y'all. It's always fun to talk to you guys. It's always fun to be here and just kind of shoot the breeze. That happened to Mama Dr. Juanita Bynum one time. Someone hoaxed her passing. They do it to a lot of celebrities, actually. It is against the law to fake your death to bill collectors. There are people who plan their disappearance and then vanish. Wow. They closed her Facebook account once they thought she passed. Dang. The Bonnet Brigade. Oh my God. Y'all are crazy. But listen, y'all. Listen, I'm going to get out of here. Listen, I'm going to try to I'm gonna try to come back and do a live really, really soon. I don't know if it's tomorrow or when, but if you have a topic that you want me to share, girl, we heard you already. If you have a topic that you want me to share, please send it to me on my Instagram, y'all. If you have any videos that you want me to share, please send them there. And I would definitely react to them, or I'll put them in a live stream, but definitely send me some content if you have it available, if there's something you specifically want me to react to, right? Cabin came and said, "Is that pillow in your store?" No, it's not, Cabin. I bought that cover from Amazon, actually. I bought that. These covers I got from Amazon. You can get it from Amazon. The YouTube, I got the that one, and then the YouTube play button. I got that on Amazon. So you get it on Amazon. Yeah, so that's where I got that from. But listen, shout out to everybody who supports the channel, everybody who gave super chats or cash apps. I appreciate you guys so much for the support. Make sure you're continuously supporting in the ways that I mentioned by liking and commenting and sharing the videos, y'all. Also, if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's free to subscribe, y'all. I appreciate you guys for doing that. And also, yeah, if you want to purchase merch, I have that available. The link is in the description, y'all. Yeah. And once again, if you are interested, which we'll play once my husband finishes his music, we're gonna do like a live showing, and y'all could, listen to the music if you want to do that. That's gonna be fun. I think that'll be fun as well. So listen, I appreciate you guys. Thank y'all so much for being here. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. If I'm not back tomorrow, I'm thinking about coming back. Don't quote me on it, but I was thinking about popping up tomorrow, but I don't know yet. But make sure you have that notification bell turned on so you'll be notified if I do go live. All right. So yeah, y'all be safe out here in these streets. Y'all take care. Yeah, y'all be safe. And guess what? I will catch you in the next one. Go ahead and enjoy my husband's song at the end of this live stream, y'all. And let me know what you think on your way out. Hit the like button on your way out. I love you guys. Y'all be safe. Mwah. And I will see y'all really, really soon. Peace out. Later. Bye.
She's she's a little bit wild. Little sad, I smile. Gold hoops in my t-shirt. Still turn levy at him up, well, yeah. She's talking fast, hands fly. Got a temper, got pride. She'll call me out right there in the car and kiss me like a movie star. Yeah, yeah. Said he got mood, she's like that. Storm in her eyes and she's on my lap. Tell me stop staring. I can't. Girly girl, that's my girly girl. She be doing the most, I'm addicted to her. From her curls down to her curves. It's my girlie, my whole wide world. If love is a word, she's the meaning of hers. That's my girlie, girlie girl. She'll be late to the plans. Still I reach for her hand. Got a lipstick on my collar, my face. Then she fussing and laughing same day. She taught love like a fight. Every wrong, every right. When she's soft, man, I swear I can't breathe. When she's mad, I ain't trying to leave. Baby got moves and she swear she be driving me crazy. And back tell me stop playing. I can't. Girly girl, I swear. She be doing the most, I'm addicted to her. From her curls down to her curves, yeah. It's my girlie girl, my whole wide world. If love is a word, she's the meaning I heard. That's my girlie girl. She black girl crazy, I love it. Got that fire, I run to it. Missy attitude with the softest heart. All that drama still my favorite part. You be holding her eyes, but she holds me tight. Seeing everything wrong, still it hit just right. If I ever got a face when the lights go dark. Yes, her, yes, her, yes, her. She be doing the most, I'm addicted to her. From her curls down to her curves, yeah. That's my girlie girl. Whose love is words is the meaning I heard. My girlie girl.